Hello, hello, hello. What's up tonight, everyone? Welcome, welcome, welcome. D-Many, Ace Stevie, Told Truth, Chadman, Jared Banks, Jay Zoller, MTG Goldfish, whoever that is. Shao. Oh, welcome everyone. Chili Villain. Jake. Welcome everyone. Have I tried the Pokemon TCG yet? I have not. I've heard some good things about it, but I haven't tried it. I've never played a TCG outside of Magic. Magic is the only game like this that I've ever played. In paper or in, well, that's not 100% true. I have tried Hearthstone, and I will probably try Eternal, the one that LSV's making, that apparently looks exactly like Hearthstone, like 100% Hearthstone. So I'll probably try that one. I was gonna try Hex. I actually downloaded it, but I didn't actually make it any further. Came bonus, thank you for the follow. Yeah, so we're finally gonna cube tonight. I've been putting it off, but there's been some people asking about it over and over, so we're finally doing it. And I'm excited because they have cube leagues now. And that should make streaming these leagues much easier. So the good news is, the problem with streaming limited before is that there's this huge long gap between games sometimes. But with the leagues, as soon as we finish, regardless of what other people are doing, we just jump to the next one. So while there is some weirdness with a singleton format, one of the unique aspects of Cube is it's singleton, so if we draft a Force of Will, no one else can have a Force of Will. That's not true in leagues, because you play cross-pod, but it still makes streaming a ton easier. Jared Banks, thank you for the follow. This is the Magic Online Legacy Cube. Red, thank you for the follow. So it's not the most powerful of cubes. Blizzard Spectre, good evening. So this means we might be able to get a couple of cubes in tonight. I did a draft league before and did the entire thing in an hour, which was amazing because drafts usually take like 3 hours. So that's our plan. We're going to start off with a Legacy Cube or two. Hey, you're welcome, Jared Banks. Thank you for the follow. And then, so is CrossPod normal in Paper World? Do a lot of you play CrossPod? Interesting. And then, so we're going to start with Legacy Cube, and if we have time at the end, depending on how everything goes, maybe get in some Momir tonight. So we're just going to jump right into this, but first, of course, reminders. Replay channel, if you're looking for old streams, the MTG Goldfish Replay channel has you covered, like our 5-0 with Blue White Spirits, which as soon as we finished the last stream, I was like done for the night, jumped on Twitter, I was like, yeah, I made a couple changes, went 5-0 in the league with Blue White Fairies, and when I woke up the next morning, I had like a million people who had replied, like, Blue White Fairies? You didn't play Fairies. So, Blue White Spirits, but if you're looking to catch up on that stream, we we have it on the replay channel. Also, if you're looking for a way to support, we got playmats, t-shirts, all that fun stuff. So, it's a great way to support the channel and the stream and all the site. Everything. So, Cube Draft is a form of draft. Let's get into this. Legacy Cube Draft League. Alright. So, Cube Draft is a form of draft, but unlike a normal draft, it doesn't come from one set. So Cube is basically a collection of cards, 540, 720, a different number of cards, but a set group of cards that someone builds, and then you play limited out of it just like normal. So you 15 card packs, pass them around. So the draft goes exactly the same, but the cards aren't from a single set. So this is the Legacy Cube, where all the cards in the cube are legal in Legacy. Which that means there's also a Vintage Cube. That one has Power 9 cards. That one has power 9 cards and some even more powerful stuff. This one is legacy legal, so it's a little less power than the vintage cube, but it's still pretty sweet. So we're going to jump into this league and see how it goes. If I could do a... is Richard there? He was asking for stuff about Pokemon TCG. I don't know. I haven't seen him talk yet. All right, so here we are, pack 1 of our cube. So what do you all see in this pack? There's one card that jumps out to me right off the bat as being, oh, the treasure chest system. Oh, I don't know. I don't know about it. What's up, base boy? You can try to change the settings, possibly, with the source settings if you're having video quality problems. Yeah, so this pack, Gaia's Cradle immediately jumps out to me. It can potentially tap for a ton of mana and is just super strong. The rest of this pack isn't that exciting. There's a couple of good red cards. Victimize is a decent reanimation card. But really, Cradle sticks out above everything else as being the most powerful card in that pack. So Cradle would push us towards wanting to play green stuff, but wanting to play a lot of early creatures. So most likely what we're going to be looking for is mana dorks and stuff like that. If we can go mana dork, Gaia's Cradle, we can potentially start casting like 4 or 5 drops on turn 3. So this pack, since we already have a Gaia's Cradle, I'm tempted to just take this Garrick. I really like Tameo as well, and I should double check. I believe that Upheaval is still in the cube, and blue-green Upheaval is a really good archetype. But it's probably not... the fetches are also good. Marsh Flats would be good. Those are the cards that stick out here. I think we're just going to stay green. I like Garrick fine. So we're kind of... Oh, goodness. Oh, well... Consecrated Sphinx is one of my favorite cards. There's also a Tropical Island, which is really good. There wasn't an opposition in that pack, was there? I believe opposition is in the cube. So in this pack, Tropical Island would be good. There's a good chance we will play some amount of blue cards because I love blue cards. Pack Rat is pretty decent. I don't know if we're going to be black. Consecrated Sphinx is a pretty nutty card to ramp into. The rest of the pack, Martial Coup, is pretty good. Depending on the deck, though, and I don't know if we're going to be... controlling. I'm leaning towards this Consecrated Sphinx. Yeah, let's say Consecrated Sphinx. I can't pass up the opportunity to draw cards. You know me. Ooh. Okay, so we could go like Bant Big Things and take Dragonlord Ojitai. We could also take Deep Analysis. Yeah, dual lands are very high picks. Good evening, Get. How are you? Welcome. Hinterland Harbor is good fixing. Yeah, Deep Analysis is solid. If we're going to be... Ideally, what we want to be doing is playing Mana Dorks and using our Gaia's Cradle, and being able to refuel would be nice. Baloth is okay. What's up, Roll? Welcome. I think we just take Deep Analysis. I'm fine with that. I like drawing cards. Ooh. So this pack, we have 2 dual lands, which are pretty tempting. Dual lands are very good. We would probably take... Probably take Bayou. Would let us splash black for like a removal spell. Spell Queller could be pretty good. Wake Thrasher, there might be a combo. Time Walking, welcome. Raging Ravine is also reasonable. I don't know about Spell Queller here. Are we really going to be in white? We might not even be in white. Wake Thrasher, I don't like it just as a card. I like it in combos. I think we're just going to take Bayou. Wake Thrasher might come back around. Ooh. Well, speaking of drawing cards, Sylvan Library draws some cards. I'm a little scared that we haven't seen any Mana Dorks. This is the Angel pack. Resto, Gasella. Master of the Wild Hunt's an okay 4-drop. Probably just take Sylvan Library, though. This Gaia's Cradle is not looking good so far. It's hard to pass a library. Library is just very good. My LGS gave me a Kaladesh box pre-order day. Masterpiece Gauntlet of Power achieved. Score! That's awesome. Okay. I guess we can take Nissa. Sooner or later, I assume we're going to get Mana Dorks, and turn 2 Nissa is actually reasonable. Otherwise, Perforos, good in certain archetypes, but we're not in red. Attrition can make some sweet decks, but we're not in black. Some more white cards. We're pretty far away from comboing with Deceiver Exarch. So I think we take Nissa and trust that sooner or later we get a Mana Dork. Bloom Tender is not the Mana Dork we wanted. We'd rather have 1-drop Mana Dorks, but it is a Mana Dork. It lets us get from 2 to 4. And if we're gonna be maximizing Gaia's Cradle, we need early things. So I think we just take Bloom Tender. Hopefully we still get some, just like Llanowar Elves. So this is our original pack. Secure the Waste came back, Victimize. Might just take Victimize. We have the Bayou, so we could splash it. If we're going to splash a color, and if we're going to be ramping, we'll probably have some big things. So we could get value out of Victimize. Choose to target creatures in your graveyard. Sack a creature. If you do, return those creatures to the battlefield. Secure the Waste is good. Yosei is good. But I think we're just taking Victimize based on our mana, essentially. Ooh. Duskwatch is good. I mean, we have 2 creatures so far, so not that good, but it could be good. Hopefully we're playing a deck with a lot of creatures for this Cradle. Secure does... Ooh. Well, we got the 2 creature problem again. Acidic Slime I do like. Maybe we just take Woodland Cemetery, and then we're really set up to splash black. Like, for free, essentially, with 2 black sources. I think we just do that, although I really like Acidic Slime. I'm taking Woodland Cemetery. Ooh, wow. Okay. Sylvan Advocate came back. That's good. Pyroclasm probably kills all our stuff, so we should probably take that. Super Originality. We're looking reasonable so far. Not nearly as broken as I would like, but it looks okay. Bone Splitter is actually a really good Magic card. I'm going to take that. So, whoa, and Perforos last pick? Well, I was going to say, it looks like no one's building the red deck. Oh! Oh, we got there. We got there. That's an opposition. Good game. I saw this Primeval Titan, and I got really excited because Primeval Titan is awesome. But that's an opposition. I mean, we can't pass opposition. Opposition might not look as powerful as Primeval Titan, but opposition is... Oh, it's the nuts. It is so good. You can just lock people out of the game. It works with our Garruk making beasts, our Nissa making plants. We got a bunch of 2-drops. There's also a Muldrifter, which is one of my all-time favorite cards. So this pack is loaded, but I think we got to take opposition. Opposition is up near Upheaval as some of the most powerful cards in the cube. We don't have that many creatures so far, but we're in the color combination to get them, and we have 2 planeswalkers that can repeatedly make creatures. Ooh, alright. This isn't a horrible pack for us. We have a few options. So, Sylvan Caryatid is a decent mana dork. Works fine with opposition. We don't know what gets cut, no. Green Sun Zenith. Oh, oh, there's a card down here. Well, it probably wasn't better than opposition anyway. Mr. Fluffy Things. Hello, hello. There's a pretty good argument for Shardless Agent. With what we have right now, it's going to cascade into a Mana Dork, a Duskwatch, Sylvan Advocate, or Sylvan Library. Green Sun Zenith right now gets only 2 drops. It is very powerful, though. The reason I'm leaning towards Shardless is, with opposition, we basically just want to get creatures on the battlefield, and Shardless Agent likely represents 2 creatures. So that's 2 things that we can tap down. We can tap down each turn. Well, let's see. I know what I think the correct pick from this pack is. So, what do you all think is the correct pick? I think there is, yeah. Well, you all are very good, because I'm pretty sure Thoughtseize is a good card, and I can see that argument, but I think that it has to be the fetch land here. Kadama's Reach is very good, but we're not really ramping that much at this point, so I don't know how necessary it is. Misty is essentially a tri-land because it gets the Bayou, and it shuffles for our Sylvan Library, so it is just exactly what we want in this deck. One of the nice things about drafting Cube, if you... Whoa, that's a Sensei's Divining Top. Oh, top. Oh, speaking of all-time favorite cards, I put top in any deck. I put top in decks where I definitely should not put Sensei's Divining Top. Oh, geez, I just love... I love top so much. How do y'all feel about watching me spend 20 minutes each game activating Sensei Divining Top? Courser is a good card. Repeal is a very good card. Seagate Oracle is a very good card. Vorinclex is a decent card. It's a little expensive for our deck, but I'm probably going to take top. I think I just have to. We can intentionally pick up more shuffle effects. I'm going to take it. We might get the Courser back. I don't know how high. Yes! We got a 1-drop. A 1-drop Mana Dork. Ooh, Elder Deep Fiend is probably decent too. And Primal Command's not bad, but we've been waiting for Llanowar Elves, like, for this entire game. So we're taking Llanowar Elves. Ooh. Oh, this is actually a hard one. Looter Core is sneakily one of the best cards in Cube. It might not look like it, but it is incredibly powerful. The problem is there's an Arbor Elf, which can already untap our Bayou and a Forest. There's also a Trigon Predator. I don't think Trigon Predator is as good in Legacy Cube as Vintage Cube, because there's not Moxin and cards like that running around, but it's still good. I think I got to take the Mana Dork. That's really what we want, is just Mana... Ooh. Mana Dorks, ramp into our big stuff. Late game, we tap them with opposition to lock our opponent out. This is actually an interesting pick. So Lotus Cobra, another mana accelerant. Orid Viper is a pretty solid 3-drop. Now that we have 2 1-drop Mana Dorks, good 3-drops are going to actually be kind of at a premium. Yeah, Black Lotus is about as good as it gets in Vintage Cube. Vraska is also solid, just as a removal spell. I think we take Lotus Cobra, though. Vraska is another card that comes late. I wouldn't be surprised to see it table. Oh! Well, we have a lot of ramp. We have an opposition. So we want a lot of creatures. So it might be Hornet Queen time. We can ramp. This is a good finisher. We can ramp into this pretty quickly, and it makes 5 creatures for us to use with opposition. That's a lot of lands to tap down every turn. Tasigur is also good, but I think Hornet Queen is just really good in our deck. Ooh, okay, so in this pack, there's Far Away There's Abrupt Decay, which wouldn't be a bad card to have access to. And Utopia Sprawl allows for some really crazy ramping. What's up, Chimera? Shaman only adds mana for creatures, right? Yeah. I don't really like it because of that. I kind of don't like Sprawl because it's not a creature for opposition. I think I'm going to just take Abrupt Decay. Wow. Alright, well, we got Green Sun Zenith back. There's also Sundering Titan, which might be a sneaky pick here. I think it's clearly one of those two cards. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 ramp spells. We also have Victimize. I guess Zenith gets Hornet Queen and all our early stuff. Oh, I do like Sundering Titan, but Kira's good. I don't know. I guess we could play it. I guess we can take Evolutionary Leap. There should be a list somewhere on the Magic Online site. Dark Overlord, thank you for the follow. Well, we'll take, let's take, oh man, this is also a good one to ramp into. Splinter Twin, though, can just beat us. Alright, let's get rid of Splinter Twin. Ooh, Primal Command. We can also take Relic, but I think we just want Primal Command. This is actually looking pretty solid. I'm pretty happy with where we are right now. Man, I keep finding myself hate drafting because I'm like, oh, we don't want to get beat by Splinter Twin. That is not relevant because we're playing Crosspod. Well, so far, 2 packs in, this deck looks really solid. I think this deck looks very, very good. Our hidden card is Kami of Ancient Law. Thank you, everyone else. Thank you, Dark Overlord, but thank you, everyone else, for the follows. I probably missed some. Yeah, hate drafting is not a good idea. It doesn't matter at all because we're playing Crosspod. Here, there's a couple cards of interest. Reclamation Sage is a fine Green Sun Zenith target. I am a huge fan of Phantasmal Image. 2-mana Clone is really crazy. For us, we can copy our Hornet Queen, which is reasonable. We can also copy our opponent's stuff. I don't think I would main deck the Rex Sage anyway. But I will main deck Phantasmal Image very happily. So I think we're going to take Phantasmal Image. Rex Sage is another kind of card that will table. Yeah. Yeah, I guess I'm removing twin players from the 1,800 players that are in this league, but okay. So this pack, what do we have? Ancestral Visions is somewhat reasonable. That's true. We can use Phantasmal Image as another mana dork. Wharf Infiltrator is in this cube? Okay. That's awkward. Ooh, Mystic Snake. Mystic Snake is really good. I didn't see Mystic Snake here. Bloodstained Mire wouldn't be bad. Rai, thank you for the follow. So Bloodstained Mire would be fine. Visions would be good. We don't have really any counter magic. It might be nice to have something to deal with a big play from our opponent. Yeah, it just seems bad compared to Looter Elcor, but I'm sure it's still fine. Ooh, well, there's a good fetch. Also, we just got to take Polluted Delta, I think. Mana War's okay, Negate's good. Yavimaya Elder is reasonable. We're actually getting close to enough playables. We already have 22 cards in our main deck. I'm just going to take Delta. Gives us another Tri-land. It gives us another Shuffle effect. Now I'm not sure what to take. So in this pack, options include Teferi, which is really sweet. No, I haven't ranted about the changes yet. I've been saving that up till everyone was here. Sir Giga, thank you for the follow. I've been saving it up. I mean, it isn't easy to cast, but Nightville Spectre isn't easy to cast either. Chameleon. Really? Chameleon? I never play with Chameleon, but I mean, I guess it's good. Malicious Affliction could be okay, but that's double black. All right. I don't even know if we're gonna play much black. Ooh, that. Whoa. Oh, I want to just snap off Counterspell because it's Counterspell, and Counterspell is never bad, and it's got the sweet Thriller art. the, the Tempest art. There's also Frost Titan, and Volrath Stronghold is a really powerful land. We have the black mana, so it's pretty much a free roll. That's true. It is bad with Stronghold. We have a lot of ramp. We don't have that much top end. Oh man, I'm going to regret this. I'm going to wish we had Counterspell, but I'll take Frost Titan. Shelduck Isle, maybe the most underrated card in Cube. When you start off with so few cards, it is so easy to turn on Shelduck Isle and just randomly get in anything. In our deck, like a Frost Titan or Consecrated Sphinx, but yeah, I don't think we need Battlesphere here. It does work pretty well with opposition, but we're getting full-on playables, so I'm gonna... Oh my god, that's Grizzlebrand. Oh, Grizzlebrand. Oh, the Grizzle Daddy. Grizzlebrand, my one rule of Cube is you never pass Grizzlebrand and you never pass Emrakul. Because if you ever get those cards on the battlefield, you just win. Avenger is probably the right pick. There's probably no way we're going to get enough black mana to cast Grizzlebrand. All right. We'll take Avenger. All right. I like to draw cards. If you've ever watched Commander Clash, you know what this card can do. It works so good with Mana Dorks. We have early things to play. I guess that is kind of two rules. There's no passing Edric. Now there's like nothing here for us. But there's no point in hate drafting because we're in a league. Is there anything we might possibly play? I guess maybe there's some argument for Coral Helm Commander. If we run into a lot of flyers, we could play it and level it up. Can we do anything with gifts? I mean, we can value gifts. Is it better just to take Wharf Infiltrator? Wharf Infiltrator. I guess we could take off-color Scryland. Yeah, I'm going to take the Temple. Ooh. Well, I don't mind Negate. We might main deck Negate. Definitely be happy to have it in our sideboard. None of this stuff is even a little relevant, so we'll Flicker Wisp. Eddie, thank you for the follow. I do get excited when we open good cards. I guess we'll save someone else the headache of playing against... Ooh, Bloodbraid Elf. If we had the mana, I would easily play Bloodbraid, but I don't think we can splash red. Alright, well, here's where we're at so far. I think this deck actually looks really solid. I think we should have game against a lot of decks. I don't think we can Bloodbraid. If we had a single red duel, I would play it because we have two fetches. So we have a bunch of lands. So we got to actually make 4 cuts. Maybe we just cut the black cards. Cut the black cards. We need, if we cut black, we still need 2 more cuts. What are the cuts? Arbor Elf is definitely in. Llanowar Elves is in. Yeah, we'll cut the black. I'm fine with cutting Colossus. I guess it's a decent sideboard option if we run into, like, mono black. So, we probably should play 17 lands. Leap actually is pretty sweet with tokens. We don't have that many tokens. We have a couple Planeswalkers that make tokens, but we are not cutting top. It is probably the correct thing to do, but we are not doing it. We're not doing it. We're not doing it. We're not cutting top. Don't even try. It's not happening. No matter how much you ask. I like Avenger because it makes a bunch of tokens for opposition. If we opposition into Avenger, it's going to be really hard to lose. I like Primal Command too, actually. Yeah, all the lands are all coming back in. Right now we have 15 creatures. Avenger is really good on its own, and it's especially good with opposition. Opposition is just so good. So Hornet Queen Avenger. If we're going to cut something on the top end, it's probably Frost Titan, Primal Command, Garruk, Mystic Snake, Opposition, Nissa. We could cut Viper. We could start with Negate in the sideboard. Ugh. I do like main deck Negate, but I guess it is kind of a no-bo with Shardless Agent. I don't know if it's worth trying to bring an Evolutionary Leap. We could cut out, like, Frost Titan. How much ramp do 1, 2, 3, 4? 4 ramp? We actually don't have that much ramp, honestly. Ooh, Sword of Feast and Famine? Congrats, Jay Zoller. That's awesome. Cut Agent, trade Zenith for Leap. We might just try it like this. The closest one there is Arrow is Glare of Subdual, but it's not exactly the same because it doesn't hit lands, unfortunately. Edric is actually fine. You only really need to get 1 or 2 draws off of it. So if we just like Mana Dork, turn 2 Edric, attack with both, draw 2, it's totally worth it. I think we're just going to play it like this, essentially, with basics. So add some basics. We need almost all green. 6. So this gives us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 green sources, or blue sources. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I think this looks like a reasonable deck. So let's save this deck. Let me throw it up as the overlay real quick, and we will get to our matches. So people were asking about the changes. So the changes on Moto. So basically, if you missed the announcement, Wizards is essentially cutting back on the amount of boosters and play points they were giving out as prizes in constructed leagues, and they are replacing them with these treasure boxes where you get so many for performing well in leagues, and you can open them, you can't trade them, and they have 3 cards, potentially some powerful cards, expensive cards, also a lot of janky cards. So that's big change number 1. As far as that change, it seems like a payout cut essentially. It's hard for me to believe that the value of the cards in those treasure boxes is going to be enough, or treasure chests is going to be enough to make up for what we're losing in play points and booster packs. So I think leagues are going to be less valuable to some extent. Like, you're going to get back less money in prizes for doing well in a league. So that is issue one. Issue two might be the more overlooked issue, but they changed redemption significantly. So redemption used to go the entire time a set was legal, you could redeem it for paper cards, and then up to a year after rotation, you could redeem the cards. And they changed it so now sets are going to be between 6 months and 3 months of total redemption time. So Kaladesh, you can only redeem until Amonkhet releases, and Ether Revolt is the same way, except it doesn't even release until January. So you're going to have a very limited amount of time to be able to redeem stuff. That's going to have a huge impact on the economy, I believe. I think it's going to be really significant. Probably in a bad way, to some extent. So what are we saying here? Yeah, the redemption changes are really scary. The 3-card booster thing, treasure hunt thing, I think it amounts to a slight pay cut. Also gives this lottery feel, so you can randomly like 3-2 a league and get a 250 tick Rishin import or something. But it was frustrating because it felt like a pay cut. But that's probably not the bigger problem, really. The bigger problem is most likely the change in redemption is going to be huge. Won't the redemption changes up the value of paper cards? Potentially. That could be a thing that would happen. Yeah, it is very weird for them to cut redemption back as much as they did. Yeah, saving the Bayou is actually good. It improves our polluted delta, so I think that's fine. I don't mind a one-color Skyland, actually. We wouldn't want to play a ton of them, but I'm fine with playing 1 or 2 off-color Skylands. Alright, so round 1 of our league with blue-green opposition. Definitely playing first. Oh, our hand's so good, but we don't have any lands. Alright. I guess it means our hand isn't as good. This hand's fine. We need some sort of payoff card. So we have our ramp, but we need a payoff. So what do you all think of the changes? Any thoughts? What's the best time to start on MTGO after the October 5th downtime? Limited budget player looking for mainly Pauper, but I want to make the most of the new player package. The new player package, it's not going to make much of a difference. The cards you get in the new player package aren't really going to be worth anything. If you care about getting some of the newer standard cards, then yeah, wait. But as far as value, you're not really going to gain anything by waiting because they're not going to be worth anything either way. But if it appeals to you to have updated whatever cards, then waiting is fine. But as far as value, I don't think it really makes a difference. So let's just island, play Sylvan Advocate. Well, this hand has nothing going on. Pauper is dead. So the payout hurts casual leagues or friendly leagues the most, actually. The redemption change, so the problem with the redemption change is this. Say Kaladesh comes out, you're super excited, you're like, I'm going to buy this super sweet energy deck or something. You buy the cards. The prices are going to crash this coming spring while they're still legal in standard for like another year is what I think will happen and what most people think will happen. because redemption will go away, so the prices are gonna, the cards are still gonna be standard legal. So instead of waiting to rotation to sell, you're gonna have to make these weird choices where either you don't buy into standard decks until 6 months after a set releases, and you wait till redemption goes away and prices drop, or you go the other direction, buy the deck immediately, but then just sell a bunch of the cards after like 3 or 4 months to get your money back. So it's going to do wacky things. I don't know about the redemption changes. I think these changes over the long run, I think, are designed to move Magic more towards the Hearthstone model. Whoa! What is our opponent doing? Why do they have a Telrand in their graveyard? They discarded Telrand so they could... I have no idea what's happening. This deck kind of looks like a mess. No offense to our opponent. Well, I guess we keep attacking. If our opponent kills our Sylvan Advocate... I do not know. The old Telrand Collective Brutality, a quarter Paladin deck. I believe you can still only go to 5,000 mana. I guess that's not even a bug. That's a feature. That's just like how Magic Online works, as far as I understand. Which is disappointing, but it would have been sweet to be able to get 5.7 sextillion mana, or whatever it was. That is a way to look at it, Ephemeral. It's definitely possible that all that stuff went together to try to take the attention away from some things. It would have been nice to be able to jam a Garruk here. Well, now we're in a place where a land is good because we get to Frost Titan, and non-lands are good because they're non-lands. Alright, well, Bloom Tender, I guess, is a non-land. That gives us some mana for a Garruk next turn, potentially. Yeah, I mean, I guess you can Battle Cry up all your Drakes. Okay. Well, there goes our Bloom Tender. Reflector Maged. Ooh, and Wharf Infiltrator. I would love to get this Frost Titan down. I don't really want our opponent to start looting. Well, this isn't ideal, but... hopefully this draws us into some action. So draw, play a forest, flashback deep analysis. Jeez, well there's all the lands we were waiting for. Potato Soul, yeah, if you send me a list I will consider it. I mean, I can't promise, but... so our opponent's going to get to start looting, and maybe making Eldrazi. Hopefully we get down a something to stop this. Hopefully they can't like counter our Garruk. That would be very bad here. So Wharf Infiltrator. Discards. Alright. Ooh. Opponent's tapping out? For what? Are you for real? Oh my god. Well, they'll put the negate in the sideboard plan. Might not have been the best. I emailed you a blue-red land still list for Legacy. You should send it to me again. I don't remember that for some reason. Yeah, we're gonna lose to Wharf Infiltrator. Actually, we're not. We can Phantasmal Image, copy Reflector Mage, bounce Wharf Infiltrator. And then we have this Gaia's Cradle, so we're actually not that far away from still casting Garruk and stuff. So I don't think we're in that bad of shape, unless our opponent can back up their Armageddon with something else. We drew so many lands off of our deep analysis that we're kind of still in this game. Well, Bloom Tender costs 2 mana. We can't cast it for 1. Wow, our opponent... did they draw and discard a... our opponent drew and discarded a land. That's the craziest thing I've ever seen. So, island, crack Misty, get a forest, phantasmal image. Oh, you have to be kidding me. Oh, our opponent's discarding land so they can hold on to Force Spike? Oh my god. Oh no. Oh no. Oh. Well, this has been a comedy of errors. Opponent gets to start making. Oh my goodness. Well, we are in trouble. That was actually a good draw. So we get to Arbor Elf, Gaia's Cradle, Bloom Tender. Pass the turn. Opponent swings with everything. Ugh. It is one of the worst cube decks I've ever seen. And it is stomping us here. You are not wrong. 1, 2, 3. Can we really take this? They get to make another. But then they get to make another Eldrazi and we're dead? We're still not in great shape by any means. Opponent has a Soulfire Grandmaster. And now we are officially dead, I believe. Wow. Wow. Oh my goodness. That is embarrassing. Oh man. Alright, well, I guess we want the negate that y'all talked me out of keeping in my deck. Maybe the Abrupt Decay as well. Oh, goodness. I don't even know the Squid Labs. I don't know what happened. Opponent's deck, I mean, it crushed us, but their deck looked very bad. Ooh. So what are we taking out? And I guess we can go down Primal Command. Go down Viper, I think. Let's try it like this. The bottom edge of the chat is cut off. Let me see if I can fix it. There. Hopefully that's better. Alright. That was pretty crazy. Oh, well, yeah. I mean, I can't complain. Sometimes you lose. I think our deck is good, though, and our opponent's deck is not. Oh, alright. Well, good game, opponent. You better hope you got your Force Spike, because we have a turn 2 Nissa. That's alright. That was just our opponent's one. I still think, even though we're down a game, I still think that we're favored in this match. Leagues are a lot better for streaming in specific, and just for playing. I wish the payout was a little better, but alright, Inquisition. Probably has to take Nissa, so then we Sylvan Library, I guess. No, we have black mana. We got black mana. I mean, we don't have black mana in hand, but we got black mana in our deck. We have Bayou and fetch lands. I didn't have to bring in black mana because we already had black mana in our deck. Alright, there goes Nissa. Well, luckily, Sylvan Library hopefully will keep us in this game. Get in with Arbor Elf. I mean, we got one Bayou, but we also have 2 fetch lands to get the Bayou, so we'll find it. We also got a Sylvan Library to find our fetch lands to get our Bayou. Lotus Cobra, Bloom Tender, if we... Yeah, I guess that's not going to work. I should have brought in the Woodland Cemetery, I guess, since it's essentially a free black source, but I think we're still fine. If we brought in more black cards, it would be more of an issue. But for just a single Abrupt Decay, I think we can get by with what we got. So, pass the turn. See what our opponents got going on. Plains. And there's a Quarter Paladin. Alright, Sylvan Library. Frost Titan. We will use the ability. Ooh. Fetchland Lotus Cobra. I'm tempted to just keep everything. That's gotta be wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's put back Frost Titan. Put back Misty. Play Lotus Cobra. Play an island. Add black mana. And just get rid of a Quarter Paladin. Keep our life total high. And now we're set up for Titan next turn. We keep Fetch and Titan. And we can play both next turn. Oh, Mega Blaster. Oh, I'm sorry. Well, make sure you're following, and you should get the notifications. Tomer would have. It's easier to take 8 in Commander. Little risky in this format. If they kill our Lotus Cobra, that slows us down a bit, but it's not the end of the world. If we just play the turn, what would it be, 4 Titan, then I think we're pretty far ahead. It's going to be hard for our opponent to kill. We can start tapping down their lands. I don't think we have the mana for Queen, do we? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I guess we could play Queen. You're right. Got to play around that Force Spike, though. Ugh. Really, opponent? Okay. Well, that does set us back a bit. Ram, thank you for the follow. So Misty's on top. Get to draw 2 extra. Ooh, Sensei's Divining top A. So let's put Frost Titan on top. Keep top in hand. Play top. Play Misty. Pass the turn. We are not shuffling away the top. Top is... I actually paid 4 life to get top. How can you not want a top in hand? Top is just so good. All the combos. Opponent gets in with Reflector Mage. Opponent's only got 4 cards, but they don't have a Sensei's Divining top. There's a Wharf Infiltrator. Alright, let's activate our top. Alrighty then. Hmm. 1, 2. Man, our opponent probably has a counter. So many good options here. We got to keep opposition. That's the best card in our deck. So 1, 2, 3. Let's flip top. Draw opposition. And then we'll shuffle. We get a... I guess just a forest is fine here. Ooh, Phantasmal Image is sweet. Sylvan Library, land, Llanowar Elves. Man, are we going to pay more life here? Ooh. I want to make a land drop. Tracy King, come on now. Let's keep Image. And put Llanowar Elves on top. So now we Phantasmal Image. Copy Reflector Mage. Bounce Wharf Infiltrator. Play Lotus Cobra. Play land. And pass the turn. Yeah, if our opponent Armageddons, they Armageddon. We mostly just... We're actually ahead if they Armageddon, so I'm not too worried about Armageddon yet, because they're pretty behind on board. Opponent's trying to recast their Wharf Infiltrator. Yeah, we'll be aware of the Force Spike. We mostly just want to get this opposition down, and then I think we win. Alright, Collective Brutality. What do they discard? Discards the Wharf Infiltrator. Well, they discarded a card for no reason, so that's good. They can't take opposition or Hornet Queen. I wonder why they killed... Seems a little odd to kill Arbor Elf. They could have killed Reflector Mage and attacked. We're already down to 9. Yeah, the second mode didn't work out too well there for our opponent. Good for us, though. What's our opponent going to do? Council's Judgment. Okay. What are they voting on? Ooh. Voting Lotus Cobra? Okay. Sure. Well, they really don't want us to have ramp. Well, this works out just fine. So we get Llanowar Elves, activate top. Oh, God. Well, let's put Sphinx on top, Mystic Snake on top. Play opposition, playing around Daze. Play Llanowar Elves. Stop on our opponent's upkeep. Start the fun opposition play. So I think we just tap down... Do we care? I guess we can tap down Watery Grave. Kind of crazy that our opponent fired off Council's Judgment when they knew we had opposition in hand. Unless they just have another answer. Or an Asylum Visitor. Sort of like an answer, except not. So... Tap down the island. Opposition is so absurd. There's a land. Are we going to go all the way to 4? That seems so risky. Opponent could... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We could keep the forest and just try to slam... Oh, I want to get down Consecrated Sphinx. That's what I want to do. I'm a little worried about Mana Tithe. Our opponent's already shown themselves to be a Force Spike kind of player. Let's play it cautiously. Yeah, I'm just going to keep the snake, and we'll do it next turn. I think this is fine. Not going to tap anything here. Probably just tap our opponent's creatures. So, tap Reflector Mage. Tap Asylum Visitor. Yeah, alright. There's just no reason to rush here. We're very far ahead now. Yeah, once we get them... There's our top again. So, put on top. Put on top. Play a forest. Pass the turn. Kin Kibu, thank you for the follow. I'm a little worried about going super low on life. Tap down Reflector Mage. Tap down Asylum Visitor. Sphinx on top. Top after that. Let's put... We're going to keep playing slow. Sphinx on top. Top on top. Temple of Plenty. Scry to the bottom. Pass the turn. What's up, Pizza Party USA? How goes it tonight? I just don't think we need to play it more aggressively here. I think we're really well set up to have our opponent tap out and then just win. Meaty, thank you for the follow. So it just seems unnecessary to do anything more aggressive than this at the moment. We have card filtering, we have opposition, we have a counter spell. There's probably very little chance of anything going wrong, but there's no reason to even take that slight amount of risk. Well, let's put Sphinx on top, Garrick on top. Hmm. Alright, pestered. It's about winning the game, not how quickly we win it. And I think playing slow is our best way of winning the game. Preordain, sure. Flooded Strand. Oh, sorry, Team Kitten. Yeah, it's at 6 on Thursdays. Yeah, we're doing okay with clock. Garrick and... So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's put Sphinx on top. Keep the forest. Play the forest. Play Garrick. And this should be the beginning of the end. We're making the move. We're moving in with Garrick, which is mostly just good because it's a repeatable creature maker for more tapping. And we can do it in a way where we still have Mystic Snake up. This is just round 1. Terrorizetti. Terrorizetti. Oh, this way we get to still leave up a counter in our snake. Opponent goes with Forbid. So let's Mystic Snake. Yeah, release day is going to be sweet. Oh, do they really have it all? Are they going to have... They're going to have the Force Spike too? I don't think it's really going to matter, even if they do. This is match 1, game 2. Okay. So they use 2 counters, get rid of our Garrick. We counter their Forbid that's doing nothing. Pass the turn. Well, we got another creature on the battlefield and got 2 counters out of our opponent's hand. I don't think they're going to kill opposition. I think they've already used their spells that could do that. Yeah, the treasure chest. Not sure about treasure chests. I think there's some problems. There's some cool things, but we copied with Phantasmal Image. So let's tap down a land. Now I think we get big creatures down. Ooh. Well, this might even be easier. Put Sphinx on top. Put Shardless Agent on top. Play Shelldock Isle. Get a Consecrated Sphinx. Put the rest on the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, we got this now. So tap out our opponent's blue mana. mana. Just to make sure. Opponent's floating a blue. And gonna float a blue. That's fine. So now we just go second main phase. $11. Thank you for the follow. And slam a Hornet Queen with Mana Tithe backup. And this should be the end of it. Stop on our opponent's upkeep, start tapping down lands, and I think we tap down white mana first. So tap, tap. Once we untap here, it's just pretty much over for our opponent. Tap down the Watery Grave. This is what opposition can do. I have considered playing Lantern Control. I think we will at some point, but I haven't got around to it yet. And alright, thankfully our opponent scoops it up, so we don't waste any more time. So I feel like our deck is better than our opponent's deck, but our opponent does have a lot of counters, which is kind of annoying. We'll bring our Woodland Cemetery in. So many counters. So what do you think? Anything else we should change here? Probably not. We didn't really see any good Primal Command targets. Chameleon Colossus still gets countered. I do kind of like Viper, but I don't know if it's better than anything else we have. So I think we just run it back. I brought in the other black source, but we don't really have more black cards to bring in. I don't really want Victimize here, I don't think. Well, a lot of lands, but I guess that's okay. Yeah, I'll have to play Lantern Control at some point. Hallowed Fountain, untap, preordain for our opponent. We're not taking top out. I love top too much to sideboard it out. This is the first match. We're 1-1 in the first match of our draft. Well, there's opposition. Let's just Temple of Plenty. Get a scry. I don't think we want Hornet Queen now. We'll put it to the bottom. We can shuffle it back in with our fetch land. Yeah, I don't know about... That's the problem with Lantern Control. I think it would be fun to play, but I don't know if people would really enjoy watching it. Well, Sheldock Isle gets us a... I guess Sylvan Advocate. Pass the turn. Well, our opponent has so many counters, but in theory we can just Shardless Agent opposition, and we're way ahead. If we had our negate off Shardless Agent, I'm probably going to cry. So, Shardless Agent. Not negate. Oh, no! Or Phantasmal Image. We have 2 whiffs out of like 20 cards. Do I play VGC at all? I do not. Oh, that was bad. There's the Doomblade. Opponent plays Asylum Visitor and an island. Let's see what we draw. More lands. Well, Woodland Cemetery, pass the turn. We have very few whiffs. We have more with the gate sided in, but not many more. Let's just kill this thing. Do we keep playing into a potential Armageddon? We probably have to. We don't really have a choice. I guess at least our opponent's not ahead on board. If they tap out and we get to play a Sphinx, that would be awesome. Well, Forest and Opposition. Wow, they just let Opposition resolve? I mean, I guess we don't have creatures, but now any creature is a big threat. Alright, Anguish and Making. I don't know why it was blacked out there. Opponent passes. Ooh. What number do we want a Green Sun Zenith for? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What's our best hit? Where's our deck list? I can't even see it, it's so small. I guess we would have to get like Duskwatch? I guess Duskwatch is fine. Because we can't go X7. Yeah, let's get a Duskwatch. So, Green Sun Zenith X2. Get... Maybe our opponent just doesn't have a counter. Get a Duskwatch Recruiter. Pass the turn. We get to start activating Duskwatch. Opponent goes with Reflector Mage, so... Activate Duskwatch. Ooh, well, there's Avenger. Okay. Avenger's not bad. So now we got two big things to slam. Yeah, we can't get Frost Titan because it only gets green. Shambling Vat. Opponent only has 2 cards in hand. So I think we're going to go with Sphinx here because it plays around. Wow. Alright. Apparently our opponent does not have counters. If we get to draw 2 here. Whoo! Alright. Sweet. Oh, man. Well, at least we got lands if they ever Armageddon. We got that problem solved. Can they kill our Sphinx? Alright, Council's Judgment the Sphinx. One, two, three, four, five, six, 7. Let's wait. Let's Duskwatch Recruiter, Forest, and pass the turn. I think we got it now. We can also Shelldock Isle to get our Sylvan Advocate. Yeah, it's still worth it even though it died. Just drawing 2 is good enough. There's a Shambling Vent. Gets in with both. Well, let's... we're not going to go shields down. Sure, we'll take it. And activate Duskwatch. Get a Llanowar. Activate our Duskwatch. Get nothing. Yeah, we have Shelldock for whenever we need it. I don't know about common, but it does happen on occasion. So let's Island. Ugh. Well, that was a little backwards. You didn't see that. Oh, should have done it the other way. It's not really going to matter, though. Because we get a negate left up, so we just win next turn. But I probably should have Avengered then land. Alright, so this match was a lot scarier than it should have been. I felt like our deck was just better than our opponents, but it didn't turn out that way. Like, I think our deck is better, but we really actually had a hard time. Was not the blowout I expected based on just what the decks look like. Jumpy Penguin, thank you for the follow. Well, I'm glad you're prepared for it, Karanok. It doesn't really make a difference. We're so far ahead. Snapcaster Mage can get something not relevant. Ooh, Massacre Worm would be bad. Whoa, Preordain? Okay. There's Preordain. Oh, in box 2... In box 4, a Mind's Eye. So Mind's Eye and Sword of Feast and Famine. That's not bad. In a case, you already got 2. What's it? 1 every 4 boxes are the odds? If they really Massacre Worm us, yeah, I'm surprised they didn't just kill the Avenger and they preordained instead. Seems like an odd choice. Okay. So they put it on the top of our deck. Well, none of that. So we get twice as many plant tokens now. Thanks, opponent. Oh, flips back around. So this actually kind of worked to our advantage. Oh, opponent. Misty. Pumps up our tokens. Misty. Hopefully we got lands left. We do. Get our Bayou. Pump our tokens. Swing with everything. Oh, opponent. The old putting the... There was a Sylvan Advocate under it. Oh, I don't know why our opponent put our Avenger on the top of our deck. They could have put it at least like a few down, but they put it right on top. They even had extra mana. They could at least put it 1 down and still had the mana, so... This hand is actually good. This is what we want to see. Will I be doing a box opening video for Kaladesh? I believe so. Ooh, jeez. I think we're gonna take old Sphinxy here. Yeah, I guess that's true. Our opponent could have been trying to play around the negate. What's up, Wolf? Oh, the red deck. Hooray. This is gonna be interesting. So, Forest and Lotus Cobra. If this is the Nut Burn deck, this might actually be hard. Who controls MTGO Price Cartel? All bots tend to follow each other, so which one is the one that control the prices? That's a good question. I do not know. Do I split cards with Richard? So I have my own Magic Online collection, then I also have the ability to borrow cards. I was hoping we would just avoid the fun police, but looks like it was not meant to be. Well, I get a land, drop to 14. Well, I guess we just Shardless Agent here. Hopefully, alright, Land War is good-ish. I mean, opposition is not that great against Burn. Oh, I missed a follow. Sorry, someone. But I appreciate it, whoever you were. Mention it in the chat, and I will give you the shout-out, because I do really appreciate it. Well, if they're throwing Burn at our face, that's actually pretty good for us. We have Sylvan Advocate on top. Well, let's just Forest and Slam Garrick. Start making some 3/3s. Pass the turn. I mean, Garrick is solid here. It is very solid. I got lucky enough to open a Lotus Petal Masterpiece at pre-release from a raffle pack. Sweet. You should be able to find a way to sell it online pretty easily, Wolf. Sell it to one of the big stores or something. So, yeah, let's keep beasting it up. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think we're actually going to start attacking with beasts to try to kill our opponent. Play Sylvan Advocate. Play Bloom Tender. And Polluted Delta. Pass the turn. Yeah, I think we're actually pretty far ahead now. So that'd be sweet. Red deck is the deck I fear the most in Cube. Lightning Mauler, not a problem here. Sword of Fire and Ice, that's another good one. Alright. Oh, God. That's opposition. Let's make a beast. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we can like get a Hornet Queen, or we can just play opposition. I guess opposition's probably smarter. Keep attacking with stuff. Nice combo with Sylvan Advocate in opposition. Vigilance. Oh, only Noxious Gearhulk Stitches? Well, I feel bad for you. You got the worst luck. I mean, opening any expedition is pretty much a win. And our opponent scoops it up. Red deck lose confirmed. So if you decide to play Cube, one thing you should do is be like, I'm probably going to have to play the mono red deck. I want sideboard cards for the mono red deck. So that's something to keep in mind. Unfortunately, we didn't really do that. The good news is our opponent just burnt a lot of our creatures, which isn't that scary if that's how our opponent's going to play that deck. Linvala the Preserver would be awesome. Yeah, I'm fully expecting to not open a Masterpiece when I do the box opening, but I've come to grips with that. We have a Temple of Plenty. Oh yeah, we're 1-0. I forgot about that. Updating as we speak. So, Evelyn Vala should just use a Fetch and Lotus Cobra. Linvala would be good, but I just don't think we can actually plan on casting it. I don't know how fast she'll get boxes. Alright, we're just going to run it back. I guess we just want to race. Luckily, we got the Perforos and the Thunderbreak in our sideboard. Imagine how over the top our opponent's deck would be if those were in there. Oh, this hand would be good if we had a green source. We have 2 turns to draw a green source. We have like 12 green sources. What's up, Worship Seth? Welcome. If we draw a green source, we got Advocate into Shardless. I guess we better maul. Alright, this isn't exciting, but it's a hand. Ooh. Llanowar Elves is a good one to have on top of our deck. This hand looks alright. Ooh, Grim Lavamancer. That's annoying. Well, probably should have brought in Abrupt Decay if we knew they were going to Grim Lavamancer. See how much that wrecks us. Ooh. Well. Okay. I hate giving up the Mana Dork, but we can't have that thing sit out there. So, Bloom Tender, pass the turn. Well, I feel like we're actually in pretty good shape somehow. Ooh, Rabbles. Rabbles is a little scary. That's a Cradle, though. Good God. Alright, Misty, crack Misty. Get a blue source. Shardless Agent. Hopefully hit something sweet, like Duskwatch. That works. Pass the turn. And now, next turn, we're finally going to see our Cradle pay off. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mana, which means Frost Titan can come down. And while red decks are good at being aggressive and killing you fast, they don't have good ways of dealing with cards like Frost Titan. Cascade is decent against burn. It's nice that it puts 2 bodies on the battlefield. It's good against aggressive creature decks, just to get 2 chump blockers, essentially. Opponent getting frisky. We'll do some blocking. Probably get forked bolted into oblivion. Ooh, Chandra. Okay. Chandra is a bit annoying. Well, Gaia's Cradle. And Bloom Tender, Frost Titan, tap down Mr. Rabbles. And I think this should take care of it. I went 2-2 at my pre-release, and my friend went 3-2. Not bad. What do you think? Hey, what do you guys think? Hands of Binding would be viable in a tap tempo deck. Possibly. It sounds like a fun idea. Came in 5th at my pre-release, which is pretty good for me. Just hoping to open something cooler at the draft tomorrow night. Well, good luck opening something cooler. What's up, Twitch banned me 3 times? How's it going tonight? Opponent, gonna go suicidal with the Goblin. Not that they really have a choice. So Goblin down. 4-1. Not bad. Opponent gets a Mountain off of their Chandra. Well, that was a quick round. So we went, the first round took forever. The second round, we like just smashed right past this mono red deck. So that's good. Will I do against the odds Sky Swallower? Ooh, maybe? Possibly? Oh, the deck for Nightbot isn't updated for limited. I think Eternal Command can be... I mean, it's playable. I think for an F&M level event, you can definitely play it. I don't know if it really fits with the Tier 1 meta, but I think it would work for an F&M. Party PD! Alright, Party PD in round 3 for the win. See how nice it is? Oh my god. I officially hate draft leagues. Or cube draft leagues. So this is one of the awkward parts. In a normal league, there could be one really good mono red deck. In these draft leagues, it's much easier for multiple people to be playing the same deck. So land and Lotus Cobra. Oops. Probably could have played Bloom Tender there as well. Not that it's super helpful. When it gets in with the tokens, passes. We get an island. Let's Bloom Tender. Play an island. And pass the turn. I think our opponent is maybe twinning. This might be Splinter Twin combo. Definitely possible. Is it Charm? Going to take down Lotus Cobra. Okay. Only 3 cards in hand. If we can get our Garrick to resolve. Ooh. This is the same exact deck! I don't like this part of Cube. I will say that, of the Cube leagues. This part is frustrating. that we're playing essentially the same deck twice in a row. That's just odd. So, Bayou, Garrick, make a 3/3, pass the turn. Oh, it was playing around a counterspell there. Mirage. Pings down our Llanowar. Only 3 cards in our opponent's hand, though. Dragon fodder. Punt means misplay, essentially. Like I did something wrong. Blue source for... There we go. Let's make a beast. Play Polluted Delta. Get in at Chandra. We would rather not have the Chandra ultimate. Opponent takes it. Alright. I feel like we're in okay shape now. This Mystic Snake has been clutch as 1 main deck counter spell. That's been pretty helpful. Opponent's gonna kill our Garrick, but whatever. Then we're gonna kill their Chandra in Retribution. And I think that's fine. Well, maybe kill their Chandra in Retribution. Named after Jacob Punninson, the greatest Magic player of all time. I like that justification. 4 mythic, 4 mythic, 4 mythic, intervention. Yeah, I'd rather save the snake. I think the snake has more value as a counter. Yeah, Chandra Ultimate. Look at the top 10, copy an instant or sorcery 3 times. From the top 10. So let's go after Chandra. Opponent chumps to keep Chandra alive. We play Sylvan Advocate. Oh, sorry, Crimson Run. Figure every cube run, it's probably worth it to do a stream of cubes. So this will be the only one. And then we will do limited again for a Kaladesh release, do a release event, but we'll be back to normal starting Tuesday, playing Constructed. We're not turning into a limited stream or anything like that. Alright. We're not going to fight over them killing our Beast token. Yeah, they could destroy all the lands not once, not twice, but 3 times. With the Chandra Ultimate and Armageddon. Takes up Chandra. Gets a mountain. Beetleback Chief. Yeah, I think we're going to counter this. So, Mystic Snake. Stop the Beetleback. Drawing a... Ooh, Phantasmal Image? Drawing a... Opposition would be good here. I haven't done any real testing with Chandra. Noble, thank you for the follow. Opponent blocks, blocks, blocks. Just trying to keep the Chandra alive. I think we're going to pass. I don't really want to play into a Wrath here, or some sort of sweeper with Hornet Queen when we're so far ahead. Ooh, our opponent has Splinter Twin. Luckily, it's exiled, so they can't actually put it on anything right now. Our opponent's going to Splinter Twin a Mog War Marshal, which I guess is sweet. But then we're going to kill Chandra and then play a Hornet Queen. And then I think we're in pretty good shape. Misty Rainforest. Did they hire you to be the public face of MTG Goldfish? What do the other employees do? Well, we're pretty... I was hired to be the the content manager at MTG Goldfish. So send everything at Chandra. So my job is to make content, and I just kind of became the public face to some extent of Goldfish, but that wasn't necessarily my job description. My job description is more to make content, work with other content producers and stuff like that. But the other main employee is Richard, who does all the back end stuff. He's the founder and the owner of Goldfish, and he does Commander Clash and some of that stuff, but mostly he's doing all the programming and all that stuff. No, I'm not the CEO, Good Pants. I am, I guess I'm kind of second in command, but I'm the content manager. Richard is the owner and the CEO and all that stuff. I don't know if he even has the title of CEO, but he's the owner and the founder, the head fish, the big fish. Ooh, there's a Frost Titan. Well, we have essentially unlimited mana, so we might as well Frost Titan. Tap. Oh, really, opponent? Well, whatever. I guess we just kill our opponent the old-fashioned way. Opponent makes a token. Oh, they make a Mog War Marshal, which makes a token. So our opponent's making a lot of tokens, but I don't know if they are going to actually survive. Yeah, I might just image the queen. I don't think that was a pun. How was there a pun there? Oh, it doesn't have a... The snake has flash, but Phantasmal Image itself does not have flash, so we couldn't copy the snake at instant speed, unfortunately. That would have been sweet if we had Leyline of Anticipation. Alright, let's overextend. Why not? Phantasmal Image. If we ever draw opposition, our opponent is so locked out. No worries. And our opponent scoops it up. Well, maybe we actually get in 2 drafts tonight. It's looking like we might actually get in 2 entire drafts. No worries. getting a false punt once in a while doesn't bother me. So we want to be able, man, so glad our opponent doesn't have this Perforos. What a good hate draft. Actually, Perforos would be absurd in their deck. Pyroclasm would be absurd in our deck. Is there a way we can make this work with our horrible mana? I went 3-1 at my pre-release, and I'm so proud because I haven't played that many, and I got a Chandra, and that's awesome. Way to go, Worship Seth. Congratulations. That's a great finish for one of your first pre-releases, or any pre-release. I'll take a 3-1. Yeah, our deck is actually very good. I am Sably the Mind Sculptor. I think it's fun to point out. That's one of the things I don't like about these leagues. It feels weird to me because it doesn't matter nearly as much in non-Cube, but it kind of does matter in Cube because Cube is designed to be singleton format, so it's a little weird with Cube. I went 0-4 at my first pre-release. I think I can't even remember. Oh, something. I don't remember how many rounds it was, but so don't feel bad. That's a pretty regular thing to have happen. Oh, I want this Pyroclasm so bad, but I don't think we can do it. Um, let's take out Frost Titan. I think that's fine. Deja Vu Stealth? 311 Chaos. Thank you for the follow. So while we're waiting for this round, might as well remind you, MTG Goldfish Replay YouTube got all the replays of all the sweetest stuff from the stream. Despair, I am a full-time employee of MTG Goldfish, so yep. I still buy and sell cards a little bit, not as much as I used to, but I still buy collections on occasion when something good comes along. That was my primary source of income at one point, but I was also going to college too, so. But yep, I am a full-time MTG Goldfish employee, and it's awesome. I love my job. I get to make janky Magic decks as my job, and super lucky or blessed or whatever you want to call it, but I love my job, so. Get to have fun playing Magic all day. Arbor Elf for turn 1. I bounced around a bit between majors. Started with kind of humanities, creative writing stuff. Was a business major for a while, and finally ended up with a undergraduate degree in psychology stuff. And then I was going to, or considering, going for my master's degree, and then I just fell into making Magic content, and ugh. We don't have a Dryad Arbor. Making Magic content and working at Goldfish, so I kind of put that on hold because I super love my job. So, I'm Jake BB. Thank you for the follow. Hey, welcome, Jake BB. We are 2-0 now. Yes, I do enjoy psychology. Ooh. Ho-ho, opponent. Opponent is pretty done for now. Untap, opposition, and this mono red deck probably doesn't have a way to beat opposition, so they have to keep our board clean, and this should just be the end of it. So let's tap down this Hanweir Garrison. Not let our opponent get the tokens. We actually applied not long ago, so we're just waiting to hear back about that, but it is in the works, the partnership that is. Sylvan Advocate. Tempted to copy. Let's wait. If we can get down... If we can get down our Hornet Queen and then copy it, it should be game. So let's tap down a land. Tap down a land. And tap down the Hanweir thing. Yeah, I was thinking about copying the Garrison, but I don't think it's worth it. It's likely it would just die. I would rather copy Hornet Queen would be the best. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, man. Now I'm tempted to try to attack and draw cards. Let's be greedy. Tap down this island. Get in with Sylvan Advocate. Edric, Forest, pass the turn. So let's tap down Garrison. Tap down Island and a mountain, I guess. Alright, opponent, what do you got? No more blue mana. Gets in for nothing. There's a Viper. Well, let's attack with Sylvan Advocate. Yeah, I was trying to get around the blue mana. Opponent does a bunch of blocking. Gets rid of our Advocate. Fine. And we will Viper. Terror, thank you for the follow. And we'll just pass. Keep doing what we're doing. It's working pretty well. Tap down Island. Mountain. The only thing about playing opposition on Moto is it eats up your time from all this tapping. It's one of the few decks that I have occasionally timed out in. Sometimes you get in positions where you've got to activate it like 10 or 15 times each turn, and it really drains your time quickly. I don't think our opponent can really win from here, though. Seems unlikely. Whew, and a Primal Command. Alright, let's go to combat. Do a bunch of attacking. Actually, let's tap that down. Draw some cards. I can't resist. I can't resist the allure of drawing 4 cards here, even though it's probably better to leave some stuff untapped. Oh, opponent. Alright. So, only drawing a card. Draw 1. Forest. I still don't want to get hit by this Handweir Battlement, which I think means we need the Phantasmal Image, Forest, pass the turn, tap down the Battlement. What's up, Snarfgasm? How goes it? Yes, greedy but not punished. Unless we get punished right here. Goblin Dark Dwellers can get back Hordling Outburst or Fire Ice? Does anyone know where would be a good idea to propose a possible format to people? Your best bet might be Reddit. If you get the idea going on there, it can definitely gain some attention. Alright, they're going to kill some of our stuff. Sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now we're back to being a land short from playing this Hornet Queen, which is a little annoying. Well, we do have the perfect amount of lands to play Consecrated Sphinx, though. So let's pass the turn. Tap down our opponent's blue source with Shardless Agent. Draw a couple cards. This should do it. This is Cube Draft. Ooh, Nissa's good. Nissa makes tokens for our opposition. But we got the land, too, for Hornet Queen. So, this should be the game, I believe. Opponent needs something very good. Splinter Twin on Goblin Dark Dweller. Well, that means we need to tap it in response, so at least they can't use it this turn. And then also tap Handweir Battlements. That's a good combo. They get to get back their Hordling Outburst. Or not a horrible combo. Okay, so first off, get in with Viper to draw a card. What's up? I'm a Jake BB. Garrick. Play the land. Yeah, I think we're just going to Hornet Queen. This should be the end of the game. Get a ton of creatures. So now we just tap everything down. So tap Island. This is where it gets time consuming, when we're tapping this amount of stuff. But our opponent is essentially locked out of anything except instants, or very close to it. They will be officially next turn, I think. Because we do want to tap down some creatures this turn. So tap all except 2 lands. Tap. I don't even know if it's worth tapping Dark Dwellers because they'll just tap it in response. So tap all except a land. Tap Hanweir Garrison. Yeah, we could get rid of the Goblin Dark Dwellers, but we can't actually get rid, or we can get rid of the Splinter Twin, but not the actual Dark Dwellers. So our opponent's going to make some tokens. I have a nice casual place to my left clicking. We're fine though. This game is essentially over. I don't think there's any getting back from here. Our opponent gets in a bunch of damage. Are they literally dead here? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I think they're just literally dead to... Whoa, that's a cradle. Alright, well, let's have some fun here on the way out the door. Garrick. Draw some cards. And our opponent scooped it up. Alright, so not bad. We kind of cruised our way through that league with a fairly easy 3-0. The only real problem we had was running into that crazy deck in round 1, but other than that, we just kind of crushed everyone. It wasn't even especially close. Well, you gotta have fun at the end. I was gonna ultimate Garrick, then we were gonna put the land on top of our opponent's deck with our command, then last but not least, we would take an ultimate Nissa for the win. So, I mean, maybe that's being, I don't know, over the top, but gotta have fun with it sometimes. We go there. What's the best way to get into Magic Online? So start off with Pauper or Standard potentially, and try to grind into it. Pauper got a little bit worse with some of the new announcements they made as far as grinding into value. So, but buying a cheap deck and trying to win your way into more is the best way. All right, so here's where we're at. We can probably do one more cube, or we can do a couple of games of Momir. So, what do y'all think? I have also promised Momir as the other thing. So, cube, Momir, cube. I love both formats, cube. Alright, well, I see a lot of cubes, so I guess that means we just jump into another cube to close things out for the night. So, 2 cubes tonight. Yeah, pretty much everyone said cube. Don't worry, we'll be back to constructed. And Momir. Momir slips in more often than cube. So it's probably fine to do a full-on cube stream. Oh. Whew, Cryptic Command. Cryptic. Well, thank you, Worship Seth. I think it is harder to go infinite now. What do you think? Do y'all want to be aggressive, or do you want to be controlling? So, we could probably build a sweet aggressive deck around Purphoros. Elish Norn is also very strong. And Cryptic Command is very good as well. We're not going to take Abyssal Persecutor. Force Mono Red. I'm gonna take Perforos, I think. I kinda wanna play something different. So let's try to build a Perforos deck. Someone else can be the control deck. Well, for Perforosing, Rabble Master is kind of a combo with Perforos. Oh, maybe there was one more card we couldn't see. So that's like some damage. Wombo combo. We'll do that. Our last deck was sort of controlling. Gotta give the aggro players some love too. I can't just play blue-black every draft. Sometimes I gotta go out of my comfort zone and rabble people. Plus, legitimately, drafting is... Oh, God. Well, we might have found what we're doing. We can be Boros and Armageddon people. I mean, Goblin Bushwhacker is good. Searing Spear is good. But Ravages of War. Ravages of War. I'm really tempted to take Ravages here. Searing Spear is probably just the right call and just be straight mono-red burning people. But Ravages is so sweet. Just like play some early drops and on turn 4, Ravages. Will we ever see you play Mystical Teachings and Pauper? Maybe. Alright. Let's go Boros. Let's Ravages. Ravages is fun. Destroying all lands is fun. If I'm going to be burning people and playing little red creatures, we're going to be destroying some lands along the way. Whoa! Oh! Back to back! Well, we got a plan. Oh, and a Johnny, too. Well... Oh, sweet. Well... Okay. I guess I know what we're doing. Oh... Ravaging Rabbles, yeah. That is a good name for it. It's possible we could not even be red aggro. We could potentially be some sort of land destruction deck as well. Armageddon is sweet, and Cube is one of the only places you get to play it. I think I want to do it because we got by Armageddon our first game. We got good. Okay. Garrison is another combo with Perforos. Hero of Bladehold is also a good combo. We could be like mono white Armageddon. Yes, I will fix the record to 0-0. We 3-0'd the last one, the country of Poland. I think I'm going to take Hero. Well, we have a lot of 4s. I'm going to take Garrison. I don't want too many 4-drops. Thalia kind of fits the plan. It helps, makes it hard for our opponent to recover after Armageddon, and also slows them down for a turn. I mean, Incinerate is also good, if we're just trying to burn people out, but it might just be Thalia. Yeah, I think Thalia's fine. We're gonna need some 1 and 2 drops. Ooh. Ooh. Flame Tongue Kavu. Flame Tongue is a good card. It's another 4-drop, and I don't know how many 4-drops we really want. Seeker of the Way is actually solid. Cyclonic Rift is good in the decks it's good in, but I think there's Sinkhole. Should probably just take Kavu, though. Kavu is a busted card. We're just going to want to... Thundermaw is a very good card, too, if we're going to be going aggressive. Selfless Spirit. Creatures gain indestructible, not lands. Fumarole, Pyroclasm. Probably get wrecked by this Master of Waves. Mindslaver. I think it's Selfless Spirit or Thundermaw. Hopefully we get some artifact mana. We're getting kind of expensive. We're kind of a weird blue-red control deck. I think we just want Temple of Triumph. Leonin Relic Warder or Hallowed Spirit Keeper are the two options. Relic Warder is a 2-drop, but it's double white. I don't know if we want double white 2-drop here. Probably just Spirit Keeper. Greaves. I don't think we want to play Greaves in this deck. Interesting. Now we have a bunch of choices. It might just be Goblin Bushwhacker. We got Rabble Master. Got Handmere Garrison. Oh, did I say blue-red? I meant white-red. I think it's Bushwhacker here, probably. It fits well with our token theme. Wow! Wow! Every single card in this pack is playable in our deck. Well, this is a super good sign for us moving forward. That every good red card is in our deck. I think we're taking Stoke the Flame, though. Stoke the Flame is very good with tokens. I think I like Bushwhacker better than Battlecry. We'll take Dictate as a sideboard card. Yeah, we probably don't need Tech Edge. And Falconwrath Aristocrat. I don't think we main deck Dictate, but we could definitely play it. Oh no! The Nightmare! Oh, Magic Online! Oh, it's Jace. Can you imagine Armageddon with a Jace on the battlefield? Oh, what could be better than that in all of Magic? Oh, no. Jace is so fun to play. Man, I hate to pass Jace. It's hard to splash double blue. Zealous Conscripts can do some cool things. It's 5 mana, but it is pretty sweet. Champion of the Parish gets in under our other stuff. I think I'm just going to take Zealous Conscripts. Zealous Conscripts is actually very good. I don't think we can actually splash it. Ooh. Goblin Bombardment's an interesting option with our repeatable token making. Also, Burst Lightning. Burst Lightning is fine. We need 1 and 2 drops, essentially. Basically, everything we want is 1 or 2 drop from here on out. Burst Lightning might just be better. I think Coup is going to be too expensive for our deck. Yeah, we are kind of expensive for Armageddon. Hank Craker, thanks for the follow. Better just take Burst Lightning. Well, there's another Bushwhacker. We're going to be 8-whack Cube Edition. So I guess we take that. Ooh, combo! Combo with Armageddon. Greater Gargadon. Oh, never mind. There's a Sensei's Divining Top. Yep. Sorry everyone. Top. There's the top. Combos with Bushwhacker, because we can put it back on the top of our deck. To draw it again, to get the Surge. I think I gotta take top. We can't pass the top. I don't think we can pass. I gotta take it. It's a top. It's a top. It helps us find our lands after Armageddon. We gotta do it. We gotta do it. Alright. I took Secure the Waste. Against my better judgment. If you all weren't watching and yelling at me, I would have taken top. I never pass top. I don't. Whether it's right or wrong, I don't care. So that one was for all you. I was trying to be nice. Maybe Chromatic Lantern or Fork Bolt. Our deck is kind of expensive. It would kind of be nice to have some lands that survive after Armageddon, and it gets us to our 5 drops, and it's good with Secure. I'm going to take Lantern, I think. Fork Bolt's only okay. Alright. Whoa! That's a... I don't know how we ended up with a Tameo. Well, Monastery Mentor, we'll take Mentor. That works, fits with the theme. I don't know... Well, I guess we didn't lose out on too much, but definitely was not trying to pick Tameo there. It depends on the Power 9. There might be some Power 9 that I take top over. I thought I definitely clicked on something, but... Mana Confluence, maybe? I guess? There's, like, not much here for us. Karmic Guide is too expensive. It's an untapped duel. I guess that's fine. Not much of a reason to hate in this format. Probably take Soldier of the Pantheon just as a 1-drop. We're still super low on 1 and 2 drops. So, Soldier of the Pantheon. And Champion of the Parish. Alright, so we're getting some 1-drops, which is good. Good lord, Entomb. Entomb is so busted. But hate drafting isn't relevant, so we'll take Sulphur Falls in case. Wow! Well, Wasteland is good, but there's also a Fire Ice. Yeah, we basically just take every 1 and 2 drop the rest of the way. We'll take Fire Ice, I guess. Lava Call reaches. Ranger of Eos is a little expensive, but we do have 2 1-drops to get. Take Una's Prowler, I guess. So basically, this deck looks good, except we're still really lacking in 1 and 2 drops. So if I try to pick anything over a red or white 2-drop, you should yell at me like you did about when I was going to pick top. Can't believe Jace didn't wheel. Lava Claws, so bad. Do we get a 1 or 2 drop? Ooh, Bedlam Reveler is sort of a 2-drop that we can't play till the end of the game. Rift Bolt is good. Wall of Omens is a 2-drop, but it can't attack. Boros Reckoner is super good, but it's a 3-drop. Might just be, it's either Rift Bolt or Bedlam Reveler. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, there's also Bone Splitter. Bone Splitter, actually, that's a good point. Bone Splitter might be the best card in this pack. Reckoner probably will wheel. Let's take Bone Splitter. Student of Warfare, also theoretically a 1-drop. Assemble the Legion, is very good, actually. If you get this down and then Armageddon, I don't know how you lose, but gotta take the 1-drop. We just have to take all 1-drops. We 3-0'd the last one. Ooh, Young Pyromancer is a good one. That's a 2-drop. It's in our colors. Emerald of Promise End, Lingering Souls, could be okay, but 2-drop, done. Ooh, Mother of Runes. Oh, there's a Plateau, too. Plateau's so good. Getting an on-color dual land is just super nice, and we actually need fixing, but Mom Mom is very good, and it's another human. We're going to take Mom. Krenko's Command. That fits our theme. So we might actually be able to start cutting some of the expensive cards. Ooh. Nahiri? Nahiri or Soulfire? This is actually a hard one. Do we just have to take... Do we just have to take Soulfire here? Nahiri is very good. But we're trying to curve out. Nahiri is a better card. We already have so many 4-drops, though. I think we got to go with the 2-drop. We really are trying to keep our curve down. That's why we might take Hidden Dragon Slayer. Just because of this huge gap in our curve. We actually want to cut expensive stuff to some extent. Hidden Dragon Slayer, I guess, is fine. We don't have too much to imprint with Scepter. So it's probably just Dragon Slayer for curve purposes. Ooh, jeez. Man. Well, our colors are pretty open. Recruiter, we already got so many 3s. Porcelain Legionnaire is actually a very strong 2-drop. Chain Lightning is also very good. Sacred Foundry. But we'll take Porcelain Legionnaire. Man, both options came back, so I guess we just take Boros Reckoner. We're probably going to cut many of our more expensive cards. So there's Boros Reckoner. So, stuff that we're probably going to cut. Thundermaw, Secure the Waste. Ugh. Man, no land, but we got to Assemble the Legion. Assemble the Legion's fine. I guess we can take Yosei, since it's the only thing in our colors. Hey, Plateau! It did come back. Ooh. Ooh. Active Aggression can be a blowout. We already have conscripts. Legionnaire is actually very good. Legionnaire is a 2-drop as well. And last pick, Recruiter. Alright, so I think this deck is actually not bad. We just need to make a ton of cuts. Yeah, we kind of got lucky with the wheels. So we need to cut... We need to cut at least 5 cards, maybe 6 cards. And we want to be cutting from the top end, most likely. This is a 2-drop. So I think our 1s and 2s are likely going to stay. What we need to cut is 3s and 4s and maybe 5s. Actually, this is a 2 as well. How many spells do we have? We might actually just cut... I think we actually just cut Monastery Mentor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 non-creature spells. I think it might have to be Monastery Mentor cut. Hammer Garrison, Bushwhacker, things that make tokens are pretty good. Hallowed Spirit Keeper is kind of on the low end. Purphoros is an enchantment creature. You don't think Purphoros is good just to like burn our opponent whenever our tokens enter the battlefield? We have a lot of things that make tokens. I guess we can, and it also pumps all of our stuff. Purphoros does seem good. And Reckoner gives us some slight chance of actually activating it. Mom is so good. Mom is the nuts. We can't cut Mom. If we're going to cut a 2-drop, it might be Pyromancer. Also Ranger of Eos, maybe? We do have some 1-drops that are worth searching up. Well, you still need to cut 3 or 4. Maybe assemble the Legion and just bring it in for control matches. And young Pyromancer. Cut the spells matter stuff. Fire and Ice. This is actually kind of a creature. Silverblade's actually pretty decent. I don't think Silverblade is bad. And it's a human, so it triggers our soldier and stuff. I actually think Zealous Conscripts might be better than Thundermaw in this deck. I'm willing to hear arguments on it, but maybe something like this? Does that seem reasonable? With our dual lands, of course. We just don't have that many spells for Pyromancer, is a big problem. We only have 1, 2, 3, 4 spells. Well, 5 spells that trigger Pyromancer. Recruiter feels slow. I mean, it searches out... I guess it searches out our Bushwhackers. That might be an argument for keeping it, for playing it. Bushwhackers are good. I just don't know if we have enough spells for young Pyromancer. Hallowed Spirit's okay. I mean, Recruiter's just slow. You really think we go 16 lands in this deck? That makes me nervous. What's up, Johnny Disco? It might just be this. Yeah, Soulfire is a 2/2 first light strike. It's a human to curve with our champion. I think this might be it. Assemble is out. If we're going to play something more expensive, then Assemble is probably coming in. Sorry, Johnny Disco. Didn't mean to make you giggle through class. Alright. I think we try this. I think this is fine. Add some basics. 7/7, probably right. Let's run it like this. I think this works. Save the deck. Export the deck. Make the overlay real quick. I think this works. Why can't we play a game? Yeah, Assemble is very powerful. I guess we can go up 1 planes. Alright, let's try it like this. I think this is reasonable. See if I can get the overlay up while we're doing this. Yeah, we're not very spells mattery. But I think this deck could actually be decent. This actually looks solid. We'll keep this. Probably don't need the upkeep stop anymore. So we got 1 drop, 2 drop. Our opponent's on a white deck too, eh? Well, Plateau and Student of Warfare. Pass the turn. Opponent passes. What do we draw? Another mountain. So let's get in for 1. Stoke the Flames is going to be sweet in this hand. Alright. Opponent plays Raise the Alarm. Fair enough. So we're going to lose our 1-drop. But we're going to have Perforos down, which is going to be really good. So Porcelain Legionnaire. Actually a super strong 2-drop. What did I click wrong? Okay. So Porcelain Legionnaire coming down. I think I almost have the overlay set. See if I can get the overlay up. Alright. Overlay, Boros Armageddon, achieved. Pass the turn. I'm back. I'm back to the chat. I can see what you're saying again. Yeah, Raise the Alarm did get us. You can't level up at instant speed, and it needs 2 counters, actually, to matter. And plus, you couldn't do it after combat, but... Is our opponent, like, Mono White Armageddon 2? Ooh, we might have to kill Mentor. I don't really want our opponent drawing cards like crazy. Burst Lightning. Whenever another creature power 2 or greater enters the battlefield. Alright, let's just pass the turn and plan on most likely killing Monastery Mentor. We didn't have double white mana. Student of Warfare needs 2 white, so we couldn't have leveled it up anyway. Yeah, let's get rid of Monastery Mentor. How much does TCG player take to sell a card to them? 10%. Like on their buy list, it really depends on the card because it's going to like the individual sellers. So there's no. You can look on their website though. Look up their buy list and it'll tell you exactly how much for a specific card. Well, I think we've drawn essentially a land every single turn, which is not super exciting. But Perforos. Get in for 3. Oh my goodness. Condemn. Oh, so much jank. Linvala, Keeper of Silence. Oh, this is going annoyingly poorly. Yeah, Perforos might win this race if we ever draw anything. Well, this is actually a interesting combo. So, Silverblade Paladin deals 2 to our opponent. Surge Reckless Bushwhacker deals 2 to our opponent. Pumps everything up. And then we get to Soul Bond. Who's my favorite non-MTG YouTuber? And then we attack with both. We're going to lose something if our opponent wants to block, but if they do, that's fine. If they don't, they take 10 here, which puts them pretty... Whoa! All right. Well, we'll see. We'll see what our opponent has. We're pretty close to just winning now. That was... Our opponent was at 20 before that turn. Ooh. Elspeth Terrell is a little scary. That's going to gain our opponent some life. Our opponent's going to have to be careful, though, because we can start pumping with Perforos. I think that was 14 damage that turn. Wow, make the 1/1s. Okay. Is our opponent going to get in with everything? We don't have a way to give anything trample, though. So those chump blockers are going to be good. What can we draw here? It actually doesn't dash. Burst Lightning's only 4, though, unfortunately. We draw another land. We'll play the land, attack with both, at our opponent. Krenko's command would have done it. Opponent blocks, blocks. Oh, the blowouts. Wow. All right, let's think about this. Everything has double strike. So if we pump this up, it's going to kill Linvala, kill all the creatures. And we're down to just Reckless Bushwhacker? Yeah, I think that's fine. And then we're still to, like, winning if we just draw a creature? Or, yeah, a cheap creature. Yeah, that works. So, we'll leave stuff like that. And then, pump Perforos. Pump Perforos. And pass the turn. Yeah, I mean, if we just draw one of our 1-drops and can burst our opponent's face, it would be game over. If our opponent keeps gaining life, it makes it a little harder, but see if they cash in Elspeth or take it up to gain life. Our opponent takes it up to gain life. Yeah, I think the 4 damage in our hand is worth more than the Paladin. Yeah, good old Mother of Runes mirror in cube. Oh, no! Jeez, our opponent had everything. Well, now we're in trouble. No attacks. Dak, are you for real? Ugh. Well, I guess we had to kill Elspeth. Pass the turn. Now, what are we even drawing towards? Our opponent gets to start getting in damage. Hopefully they draw some lands for a while, since we, yeah, the O-Ring was very good draw. That kept our opponent alive. Oh, we can't Armageddon here. I think we lose if we Armageddon at this point. Oh, alright. Well, I mean, that's essentially the game. That's good running. I mean, what can we do about that? Alright, well, interesting. I feel like we just drew very poorly there. So what do we want, if anything, against what our opponent's doing? That was a lot of Elspeth, that's for sure. Wrath, thank you for the follow. Armageddon wouldn't have won, and our opponent would have known that we had it. Zealous Conscripts is going to be great against what our opponent's doing. So good when it steals a Planeswalker, especially if you can kill it or ultimate it. Just so good. I don't know about the plan of putting in a bunch of expensive cards and cutting land. That seems like... We know our opponent has Armageddon, which makes Assemble bad. Secure, I guess I can see an argument for. I don't think we want to go 16 lands. I don't know if I'm... 16 lands seems sketchy. I mean, our deck isn't that cheap. You all in your cut the land plan. I think Secure the Waste is just better than Assemble if we're going to be bringing in one of those cards. Thundermaw could be okay just as a way to kill a Planeswalker, actually. I think we can bring in those and not cut a land and cut other stuff and bring in things that are good against our opponent's deck. I don't think that Panharmonica is going to really see significant standard play. I would be surprised if it saw significant standard play. Thalia seems okay. Legionnaire's a 2. Alright, let's go down. Let's try this. I mean, we know our opponent has at least one Oblivion Ring type effect, so I don't really have much faith in Assemble actually getting there. Alright, we get to play first. Okay, this is reasonable. This is kind of the draw we want, especially if we draw a 2-drop to set up Armageddon. So we get to Champion, Burst Lightning something, Reckless Bushwhacker into Armageddon. So, Champion of the Parish. Yeah, we're down a game. Opponent played a million Elspeths. Would I ever have kids? Yeah. I like kids, potentially someday. I'm not in any rush to have kids. This is so awkward in Cube. This is just very awkward to be playing mirror matches in Cube. It's not really supposed to work that way. What's the thought on the Serpent with affinity for artifacts in Kaladesh? It's neat and cool to see them call back to that mechanic, but I don't know if it's going to be that good. Land? There's Temple. Well, let's get in with Champion. Play a tap land. Ooh, Silverblade. Silverblade's a decent combo with Champion, so we'll keep it on top. Seems like everyone is willing to give away some kids. Daughter Sierra and son Scumble. I like it. Silverblade pumps up Champion, Soul Bonds, potentially attacks for a bunch of damage. Go attacking. I feel like we're in much better shape this game. Opponent condemns. Play a plains, pass the turn. Our opponent in there condemn. Plays another land. And passes. What do we draw? Jeez. Bushwhacker. Soul Bond. Try to go double striking. My oldest is about to finish RN school. Wow. That's awesome. And cutting the purse strings is always nice. More money for Magic cards. I don't think we can I don't want to cast it now. We're not very far ahead on board. How much removal does our opponent have? Murderous Cut. Okay. Well, we get in for 2. If we get down Thundermaw first, then I feel like Armageddon's going to be good. Precinct Captain. Oh my goodness. Oh, deck. Oh, I swear to God. Sorin, Solemn Visitor. Takes up. Well, let's see if we draw a land. Opponent doesn't even attack. There's a land. Alright, well that works. So we get to Assassinate Soren, which is awesome. Whew. Okay, so that works. Soren down, and now, if our opponent doesn't play anything awesome, then we can Armageddon, I think, and plan on winning. Another land for our opponent. Elspeth, take down Elspeth. Big Elspeth would be a potential next turn. Mother of Runes, sure. There's still some risk. If our opponent has mana up and we go to Armageddon, and they can just like Path or Swords or Thundermaw, then we just lose. So it might actually be better to Conscripts first. If our opponent taps out, then we'll just slam a Geddon of one kind or another. So we'll see. If they don't have mana up. Really? Oh, so much jank. Now we're back to not being able to get in and actually sort of losing? What kind of card was that? Okay. Well, there's all of our lands a few turns too late. Our opponent's generally... Oh my goodness. Well, looks like we're pretty dead. Swing with everything. Opponent trades. We get a 1/1. I don't know if Armageddon on an empty board necessarily helps us. Like, our opponent could just draw a one drop. We want to get in when we're ahead on board. Muncher, I'm sorry. Well, hopefully Tuesday the connection will be better. I guess we can string together some sort of burn maybe, but that's about all we have hope for. Our opponent's playing every Planeswalker, no matter how bad they may be. Takes down a Johnny. So I guess that's a combo with Precinct Captain. I mean, I guess we're looking at like Perforos into some sort of mass token producer as our way to maybe win. Or Plateau. Alright, I think we're done. I think we're too short on time now. Like, even if we draw... Really? Alright. Whatever. Well, we didn't win. Oh, jeez. I also feel like we just got incredibly outrun. But maybe our deck is just not very good. Armageddon, you really want to be ahead on board when you're casting it. You don't really want to just, like, blow up all the lands to put it back to 0. That's not really a recipe for winning. I don't know if getting there would have been good. I mean, I guess we could have Armageddon when we were up a single creature, which is something. Hey! We got a hand! We got a hand! A curve with creatures. Alright, see you, Nia. Boom Bust was sweet in our against odds this week. I think it's fun. We'll probably win these last two, which is fine. This hand is really good. Champion, go. Do you have anyone writing cube content for Goldfish? Do you want someone? Huh. I haven't really thought about that. We don't really have a cube content producer. Is there... I guess I would have to think about what that would mean. The list of cards is a Goldfish tool we have, Taco. Something Richard designed for the streams and videos. Pretty handy. Really nice to be able to see everything on screen, I think, for the viewers. This is, yeah, a second draft. We 3-0'd the first one. We were pretty close to being in a position to get in there. I mean, our opponent's playing a bunch of 6-drops and expensive stuff. If we could have just... I mean, the big problem there is they had a ton of removal spells. If we could have just stuck 2 creatures with our opponent not having removal, then our Armageddon would have likely just won us the game. Well, Soulfire, coming down. We won the first draft 3-0. Then we lost the first game of our Armageddon draft. We ever license the tools out to other streamers? That would be something that Richard would have to decide. So I would contact him, since he's the one that made it and all that stuff. So he would be the person to talk to. You can either tweet at him at MTG Goldfish or email him, contact at mtggoldfish.com. We'll get to him. So he'd be the person to talk to. I don't think it's necessarily impossible, but it's not something that's happened at this point as far as making it public. Is Champion actually good in our deck? Seems like a lot of Goblins and Minotaurs. I mean, it's not bad in our deck. We have all kinds of land troubles. We either are flooding out or drawing 0 lands. Very awkward. Probably should have played 18. Or 19. We're cheating on mana, so greedy. Oh, does our opponent Jace us here? Hopefully it's not a Wrath. We're actually kind of close to killing our opponent. Rakdos' return? Okay. Well, I guess we discard Boros Reckoner and Bushwhacker, and if we draw land, we just win? Yup. Alright, well, that's more like it. Student of Warfare. Well, this is exactly what this deck is looking to do, apart from Armageddoning people, but... Our opponent's deck seemed very slow. Tracy King, yeah. Channel Fireball uses it when they run GPs or in events like that. They use some of our artwork and the overlay stuff, so... If you see a Channel Fireball GP, they are likely using Goldfish tools. Kind of sweet to see it up on the big screen. Alright, so this is a controlling Grixis deck. This might... Yeah, this seems like a good matchup for Geddon. Assemble is also probably good in this matchup, but I don't know if we want to change it up. I think we got the recipe. Like, I think our deck is actually fairly solid. Against what our opponent's doing, if we just 1-drop, 2-drop, 3-drop Geddon, I think we win. If I send an email to contact@mtggoldfish.com, will I see it? Contact@mtggoldfish.com goes to Richard. So, no, although Richard... usually tries to, if it's something for me, tries to forward it to me. If you want me to see it, Saffron Olive at mtggoldfish.com. Or Seth will also get there. Those ones go to me. So contact would go to Richard. Seth or Saffron Olive at mtggoldfish.com would go to me. And if you want us both to see it, just tag both of us in it. So I think this is a fine matchup for us. I actually don't think our deck is that bad. I think it's pretty decent, actually. We just kind of got weird draws and a weird matchup the first game. And that happens. no matter No matter what your deck is, that's going to happen sometimes. Nero, thank you for the follow. Yeah, so if you haven't followed the Twitch stream, that would be sweet. Also, of course, the YouTube channel. What did y'all think? So, give me your feedback on... You're going to email pictures with cute goldfish? Sure. I have not played Pokemon TCG. So what do you think of the Against the Odds this week? Was it... what do you think of it? I thought it was pretty sweet. Fluff, have a good night. Thanks for hanging out. We'll be back Tuesday for another one. Ooh, we got... well, I mean, this is good. Human, Bone Splitter. Bone Splitter is such a powerful equipment. Meh from Squid Labs. Do I think Nahiri will see play in Standard now? Yeah, I think so. 5k mana was sweet. Could have been so much more. Yeah, the record wasn't great. Kind of middle of the pack. Are you all sick of seeing Blood Moon? I don't think we play Blood Moon that much, but I had some people say you play Blood Moon too much on Against the Odds. So, do I play Blood Moon too much? Yeah, I'm definitely excited for pre-release. Opponent, Doomblades. Well, let's just do Warfare, Planes, and level up. Pass the turn. Panharmonicon likely won't see that much play in Standard, is my guess. Maybe it's better than it looks, but my guess is kind of middle of the road. Well, our opponent's down to 2 cards, and all of a sudden they look like a mono black deck. Did they just switch builds? I think our opponent completely switched builds between games. My Belcher, thank you for the follow. I mean, I don't think it's possible to play too much Blood Moon, but I know everyone doesn't see it the same way as me. I didn't play a lot of log pieces, but it's kind of seeing slow down modern decks. Yeah, modern is challenging. I think it would be challenging to not play modern that way because there's just so many fast decks. So could you imagine if we tried playing like yesterday's deck and making 5,000 mana, but didn't Blood Moon or anything? I don't think we ever would have got to do anything. Muncher, we actually just did a whole breakdown for the anniversary, the episode before this one. Oh. Well, let's level this up first, and we might actually see an Armageddon. It might not even matter, but you can still do it. Does our opponent just have removal? We have a 4/4 double striker here on turn 4. Oh, opponent slaughter packed and we can't punish him. Oh, if we could have Armageddon after the slaughter pack. Oh, that would have been so sweet. Yeah, making 5k mana was nice. What was the worst? There was a few of them. Let's Hidden Dragon Slayer. And let's just pass the turn. Rhino was a good one. The anniversary episode also had the worst decks too. So if you're interested in the best and worst, I figured it all out for that one. Yeah, anniversary episode was a fun one. Opponent, Whip of Erebos. Alright, let's go for it. It's Geddon time. I was trying to hold back lands for Armageddon. Holiday Gift Exchange was very bad. Alright. I think this hopefully does it. Our opponent only has 2 cards. They miss their land drops. We put our opponent to 13. Put our opponent to 9. Put our opponent to 5. Wow, really, opponent? Drawing 3 lands in a row? Put our opponent 2 to 1. I can't believe our opponent drew that many lands in a row. And an Necrotal? Oh my goodness. Are you for real? Do you believe this? Oh, what are the odds? Oh, alright. Mother could still help us get there. This means our opponent can't attack. So we actually still just win unless our opponent has something else. Opponent gets in. Goes up to 3. Passes. And that's the GG's. Alright, well, okay, maybe a little awkwardness with some of the timing, but that's how the deck's supposed to work. So, lost round 1, very awkwardly, crushed through round 2. They didn't have anything in their graveyard to whip back, I don't think. Yeah, if we ever drew a mountain, that would have closed it out as well. Yeah, I don't know why they didn't just scoop. They did bluff a bit. Alright, we gotta wait for one more opponent since the first one didn't show up. Yes, I could have done things a little different. Yeah, my streams, but I don't know about fast always, but loose. I will accept that. That is probably true of most. How many opponents are not going to show up for our match? Ah, no. Opponents, come on now. There we go. Red Rocket Car. Do you think the Blue-White Spirits list is a good way to get into Modern, or should I go with something like Beatdown Elves? I think the Blue-White Spirits list is more competitive than Beatdown Elves. So, I would head that way. Alright, let's keep. The basic idea of this deck is we play a bunch of cheap creatures, like Soulfire Grandmaster, for example. Hopefully 1-drop, so we don't have any in our hand. And then get a few creatures on board, and then Armageddon to blow up all the lands, and hopefully be in a position where we're kind of ahead of our opponent. Also, I don't know if y'all remember this, but there's kind of a combo with Stoke the Flames and Soulfire Grandmaster. If you get enough tokens out there, you can just convoke and then buy back the Stoke the Flames. People used to do that in Standard at one point. What's the new dual commander rule about 20 life? I didn't actually even hear that. Looter Elcor for our opponent. Good card. Anyone and everyone looking to start Modern should play Devouring Greed? It could fit in there. It's just fragile, Denny Death. That's the main concern, is it's just really fragile. Unlike some of the other ways we talked about building around it, Intervention Pack, things like that, which would have to essentially be countered for things to go wrong. With Soulfire Grandmaster, Abrupt Decay, Removal, any of that stuff would Jay Zoller, have you been talking to Chaz? Um, you actually need a removal spell. Bleh. Any removal spell can kill it. That's the big problem. Our opponent is just going to be drawing cards all over the place. Well, let's Bone Splitter. Plains. Surge a Reckless Bushwhacker. And get in for 3. Gain our life back. So it might be time for us to fire off an Armageddon here. Although our opponent's going to draw out of it much faster since they're looting and drawing and doing all that stuff. So I don't know if that's actually a good plan. We'll see. We might not have a choice. We might just have to do it anyway. Suspended Disbelief, thank you for the follow. So we're 1-1. I should update our record. So opponent draws from Finkel. Loots with Looter Elcor. I brewed this crazy deck with Heartless Summoning and Daring Apprentice and Madness cards. Ooh, that sounds really sweet. Opponent, Phyrexian Rager, draws a card. Ooh, Perforos? How do we want to do this? This is interesting. Joe Mama, thank you for the follow. Playing Lingering Souls and all that good stuff with Blood Artist, Ulaport, Cutthroat, and Intangible Virtue. Nice. Would you mind adding a link for the poll for Against the Odds? Oh, good pants. Yeah, I can definitely do that. I'll put a link underneath where the poll is. I didn't know that, so thank you for letting me know. I didn't know there were mobile issues. Mr. Soccer Gutler, thank you, everyone, for the follows. Yeah, we probably have to kill stuff. It feels bad, though. We can, like, Soulfire, equip, attack. That just loses us so many creatures. Oh, thank you, Oracle. I like it that way. Nice and clean, see what's going on. Not all cluttered up with stuff. Alright, play the plains. Equip Soulfire. Maybe we just go aggro? We could just kill Phyrexian Rager and then get in for a bunch. I mean, our opponent's drawing cards anyway. Let's do that. I mean, if we can Armageddon without our opponent getting something else down, our board beats their board, especially with lifelink. So if they don't have a good turn here... Feels bad refers to a racist meme. I guess I have not seen that meme. Hey, Score, the only site that's not blocked on school Wi-Fi. That's awesome. I haven't heard that, Tracy King. Arch, thank you for the follow. Tamio Field Researcher. Why are we looking up Tamio? Opponent, drawing, looting. Oh, they discarded a Kikushu, the Evening Star, and a Watery Grave. Oh, what do they have? Can we actually get in here is the question. Our opponent's discarding lands like crazy. Oh, God. Okay. So they get all their creatures back. Play a Sheldock Isle. Oh, victimize. Hmm. I don't know if this is going to work for us. What do we draw? Well, let's get in with both. Put our opponent down to 6. Or 5. Play Perforos. I guess we're on the burn our opponent out plan. That victimize was pretty good. Our opponent is down to 5. They can also shell dock Isle now. I mean, it's not over. We're not in great shape. I think Tamiyo could be played in standard now that rotation is here. How much of a concept do I have for the against the odds decks before voting starts? I mean, some more than others, but usually not very much. Occasionally, when a card goes up, I'll know, like, oh, there's this combo build around this card that I want to play. But a lot of the times, like, for example, this week's deck, I was very in the dark. didn't even really think about it until I started building a deck for it. So I think that's more common. I'm nervous because our opponent has 8 cards. Excuse me, has 8 cards in hand. Also has that shell dock Isle. They just might be straight up reanimator here, actually. Wharf Infiltrator, Pack Rat. Gets in with everything. Interesting choice. Gets to loot. Flooded Strand. Land. And... ooh, Living Death, okay. Not good. Opponent's back up to 10. Well, Student of Warfare puts our opponent down to 8. Level up Student of Warfare. Level up Student of Warfare. Yeah, upwelling is actually really sweet. It can do some really crazy things. It probably is good in Commander. How long can we live? Black, blue, blue. I think we keep Mom. So, I guess there's still a chance that we can win? Maybe? Depending on what our opponent has. So our opponent's going to get in. They're going to loot. They have so many creatures that loot. Our Fire Ice would be very good in this matchup. Frost Titan can be okay in certain decks, but it's definitely not tier 1. What's up, Cup? Leave Mom on top. So what we're hoping for is our opponent doesn't do much of anything. Oh my god. There's the Grizzlebrand. We've just been playing some Draft Leagues Quantum. We won the first one, 3-0'd it. This one, we decided to go aggro, going a little worse. We're 1-1 right now in our last round. The first one went good, though. So our opponent have more reanimation. Yeah, that's our hope, basically, is Mom, ping our opponent, Geddon, and then win with Student of Warfare, hopefully. Mythic MTG, thank you for the follow. Oh no. Reanimate. Is our opponent gonna kill us? What's happening? What? Sheldock Isle. They went with Reanimate down to 2. Oh. Phyrexian Metamorph, Kakusho? Yeah, that does it. Five, 6, 7, 8. Well, play mom. Play Geddon. What do you got, opponent? Makes a rat. Are we dead? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9? I think we have this. I think we no, we don't. This blue creature is gonna ruin our life. Because we can't give protection from Wharf Infiltrators, so we're just gonna die to the flyer anyway. That was close. I don't think there's even anything we can draw here, though. Unless our opponent messes up and attacks with Wharf Infiltrator. Attacks with everything. Yeah, that's game. Alright. Oh, because we had lethal and first strike. And protection from one color, but we didn't have protection from a second color. Do we have anything that hates on the graveyard? Not really. We can bring in fire to kill a bunch of those 1/1s that our opponent's been playing. Zealous Conscripts is good after our opponent reanimates something, but I think this, like our other matches, I think we just need to be the aggressor, really. I think that's where we're at. So, slight change, run it back. Well, this deck is looking less successful than our last one. Should have picked that Cryptic, pack 1, pick 1, and went control. Una's Prowler, if we had black mana, would kind of be good because we could discard stuff for Living Death. Ooh, alright. I can deal with this hand. This hand's actually pretty solid. Hidden Dragon Slayer takes down some of our opponent's stuff. Fairly aggressive curve. Yeah, we don't really have any graveyard hate. So, Mountain Goo. Well, we're trying to Armageddon people, but our first deck was blue-green opposition. It was really sweet. Then, kind of felt like doing aggro. Everyone wanted to see something different. Ooh. Well, this hand actually looks solid. Krorenko's Command. Reanimator can be pretty nuts, and we don't have the hate for it, so it might just be a tough matchup. Oh, that was... A Plains is actually good. Getting down Perforos seems pretty solid. So let's get in with our goblins. Green Ramp is pretty strong. Especially with blue involved for some card drawing. Thalia down. Uber, thank you for the follow. It can also be good in decks like this where we're just trying to get out ahead on board. Like if we could Armageddon next turn, it would be very solid. Because we're just so far ahead on board. Looter Elcor for our opponent, tapped. Plains. Alright, let's just get rid of the looter. Don't want to let our opponents start doing that. Pretty excited to see what decks people bring to SCG this weekend. Yeah, I'm super excited for that as well. The first week of a new standard is always one of my favorite tournaments to watch, so that'll be really sweet. And you don't get any better than Patrick and Cedric. Unfortunately, I got a birthday party I got to go to on Sunday, so I'm going to miss some of the coverage on Sunday, but I'll be watching it Saturday, and hopefully should be back for the top 8, at least. Ooh. Entomb. What are they entombing? If they go for Grizzlebrand, flipping up our Hidden Dragon Slayer's game winning. Yeah, it seems likely that Tom will be playing mono white. Patrick does commentary infrequently. So I think he goes to the big tournaments. He goes to like the invitationals, the big year-end championship event, and I think the first week of new standard events, and then occasionally some other ones, but he's not doing it as often as before. So yeah, it'll be streamed on the SCG Twitch, Star City Games Twitch, or SCG Live. You can go to there. They have a website set up for their Twitch stream, or even just the Star City homepage. You can find it from there pretty easily. So it should be interesting. I don't even remember. Ooh. I don't even remember where they're playing this week. Where is it? I mean, it doesn't really matter, but... Well, this is where Zealous Conscripts comes through. See, our deck can actually kill people sometimes. All right, well, this is it. For the 2-1, can we do it? Oh, it's Indy, that's right. Good call, Jay Zoller, thank you. Cedric and Philip are... Cedric and Patrick are the best as far as announcing Magic, as far as I'm concerned. No one else even comes especially close. Alright, this hand needs more lands, but we get a scry, and there's a land. This could work. I mean, we got our Armageddon, got a Mom. When will my article about the MTGO changes be up? I don't know. It's possible there's I write one for this weekend. I haven't decided yet. LSV is very good on coverage, and I really like LSV. But I think as far as total coverage, that Patrick and Cedric are the best. Like, if you look at the whole picture and everything that's going on. Aces Frack, thank you for the follow. Because with LSV, like, they get a whole bunch of people in the booth of varying skill level. There's different people coming in and out. And when it's just Cedric and Patrick in the booth, it's always great. I mean, LSV is like that too, but the whole package with like a Pro Tour coverage isn't always that like that. But Cedric and Patrick are one of the few MTG coverage people where I can literally just listen to them talk and enjoy it. Like, they don't even have to be talking about Magic stuff for me to really enjoy just hearing them. They're so funny and just very good. All right, let's pass. Yeah, we won the last game. So we're 1-1 for the last round. Yeah, LSV is great. Arcbound, thank you for the follow. Liliana for our opponent. Well, let's... Let's just face down a Hidden Dragon Slayer. Pass the turn. Or wrestling. I don't mind listening to them talk about basketball because I kind of like basketball. Wrestling, I just don't get. I never will understand. There's so many Magic people that are big fans of wrestling for some reason. Phyrexian Rager for our opponent. I wouldn't mind just drawing a land for Flame Tongue would be sweet, potentially. There's a land. Let's just Perforos and start going on the value plan, setting up the kill, hopefully. Alright, Billy ass Gunman. You're really gonna unfollow because I don't understand wrestling? Really? I didn't say anything bad about wrestling, I just said I don't get it or understand it. We won our first draft 3-0. We're in the last round of this draft. And we are 1-1, going for the 2-1 here. This is the last game of the last round, very end of the stream, essentially. Looter Elcor. Well, this is the time. If we're gonna Geddon, this might be the Geddon time. Do we win if we Geddon, though? Let's... Let's FTK. Deal some damage. And I think we just kill the looter to keep our opponent from doing that. I don't think we can do it quite yet. Liliana flips. And pass the turn. See what our opponent does. We couldn't kill Lily there. Oh, I mean, we could have killed it with a Flame Tongue. If they get it back, that's fine. Takes up Liliana. So I think we just discard Armageddon. And we're actually pretty close to just killing our opponent next turn. If we draw land, we double strike FTK is hits for 8, hit for 2 from Silverblade is 10, and then 4 from Krenko's command is 14. Opponent just discards a swamp. Sably, we play Momir sometimes, but we haven't, usually it's at the end of the stream for a bit. We haven't done any streams so far that were, see ya, Panin, that were all viewer competitions. And we haven't really done much outside of Momir. Momir has been what we've mostly played. Not that that couldn't change in the future. Bone Shredder for our opponent. Targets the mom. Well, we... Mom the mom. Wow. Our opponent just has a million removal spells. Okay. We can't win next turn now. We don't have double strike. A long Momir stream. Momir is a interesting multiplayer format on Magic Online. or not multiplayer, kind of random player. It uses vanguards. It's kind of hard to describe if you don't know what it is. There's on the YouTube channel, we have a primer for it. So if you're interested in that. So let's soul bond up. Get in with Flame Tongue Kavu at our opponent. They're going to block with the Bone Shredder because it's going to die anyway. And then Krenko's command. Deal some more damage to our opponent. No, saffron olive isn't a food thing, actually. If we didn't redirect, they would have been able to just reanimate this Bone Shredder and kill our Silver Blade, which would have been bad. But now, at 1, they have to tick it up if they want to do that, and they're going to have to discard. And we weren't to the point of winning anymore, so I think we had to redirect there. I don't mind our opponent. If our opponent +1s this turn, they have to discard. We're empty-handed. So I think Lilian 1 is actually fine. I mean, that could be wrong, but that was my thinking. I knew we couldn't let them reanimate Bone Shredder. That would have been very bad. Whether or not we should have just straight up killed Lily, there's an argument there. It could be correct just to kill Lily and have it off the table. But that was my thinking, is our opponent discarded a land last time, so they didn't have any like Grizzlebrands or reanimation targets that they were obviously trying to discard. So I figured maybe making them discard was good here. And they drew a Kakusho, the Evening Star. Good draw. Phyrexian Metamorph. Targeting Flame Tongue Kavu. Kills our Silver Blade. Ugh. Alright. Interesting. Well, our opponent's down to 1 card, which is good. We do have a Hidden Dragon Slayer hiding. Reanimate? Oh. Opponent's down to 7. Is there any way of winning? We actually don't want this Kakusho to die. This is game 3. This one's for all the marbles. No Zealous Conscripts here. Just a plains. So we have the ability to double pump. We can also... I think we just pass. I think we pass and hope our opponent... Yeah, I think we still just pass. If they cash in their Liliana to get back Bone Shredder, we can't really stop it. Opponent draws and plays a land. Cashes in Liliana for Bone Shredder. Going to Bone Shred our Morph. So let's flip it up. Kill the Flame Tongue Kavu. Don't really want to kill the dragon here. We can still just draw things that make tokens. Would be very good with Perforos. Our opponent's got to think twice about attacking. We can double pump. Alright, opponent attacks, gets in for 5. See if we draw non-lands. Ooh. Ooh. If we attack with everything, we don't get in any damage and we lose all our stuff. Let's just pass the turn. Also scary that our opponent's going to be able to Shelldock Isle, which could potentially be bad for us, depending on what that contains. Bone Shredder goes away. They must have Living Death under Shelldock Isle. Opponent goes to combat. Gets in with Kakusho. Down to 10. What's under Shelldock? Shelldock Isle. Sidisi? Oh, so many jank combos. They get to kill their dragon, then tutor for a way to reanimate their dragon. And actually, they'll probably just get Living Death, and that'll kill us? No, it won't kill us. I don't know. Jeez. They're probably getting Living Death. They get back Bone Shredder, Liliana. Oh, they go with Victimize. Yeah, that does it. All right. Oh, not good. Yeah, our opponent's deck was good. Well, we definitely do better playing fun decks rather than mono or Boros Armageddon. The thing about playing the other type of deck, like the first game we played a deck that had card draw and a bunch of different like action and answers, when you can kind of make do when things go poorly because you can draw cards, you can interact. That deck, we were just pretty much all in on playing little creatures and then Armageddon. So when we only draw 2 lands or when we draw 8 lands, we just don't really have much we can do. When in other style of decks, and that's one of the reasons I don't like playing aggro that much, is it feels like in the worst case, when things go wrong, you are at a much bigger disadvantage. Like with a deck like our last one, when things go right and we just curve out into Armageddon, it's insane and more powerful than what our first deck could have done. But when things go wrong, the first deck would be much better. So next time, there's always time for blue, black, and blue, white control in the future. Should have taken the Jays. Well, it was fun. The first deck was fun. The second deck looked decent, but it wasn't as fun as I wanted. So anyway, I think that's all for tonight. Make sure to check out the MTG Goldfish Replay YouTube channel, where you can find all the sweet old streams. Also, if you're looking for a way to support the stream, we got playmats, got t-shirts, new merch still in the works. And we got the normal stuff coming up on the channel, so keep an eye out for that. Articles, Commander Clash, all that fun stuff. So we'll be back Tuesday with another one. In the meantime, have a wonderful weekend, and I will talk to you all soon.